Ooh, tasty. I get to do it this week. It's me. It's me. Hi. This is Brett. This is WeNeedWrestling. What's up? How's it going? Clearly I'm not good at this.
Don't say that.
Hey. Hello.
I'm drinking my drink from a straw.
Dude. Drinks from straws are pretty good.
They are. Did you know that there's a group of, I was going to call them men, and they are male, but they're, whatever. Fox News hosts that think that you are less masculine if you drink from a straw, and that men should never be caught drinking from straws.
Well, the day I put anything in the stock of what they say is the day where I wear cement shoes.
There you go.
No thanks.
Self-fashioned cement shoes, which would be a really good name of this show if we weren't.
Cement shoes?
Cement shoes, like a cement pond.
I thought someone's ripping ropes onto our feet.
But we, Jesus Christ. But instead we are as much of a tribute to Sabu we can within the confines of this episode we will. So that's the name of the episode has already been locked down.
You should have done Kratom before we started this episode.
Yeah. Well, welcome to WeNeedWrestling. I'm DJ. That's Brett, as he introduced earlier. How are you, pal?
I'm good, man. Just chilling. Yeah, nothing real crazy this week.
Okay. As opposed to all the other weeks where you're losing your mind, running around, being crazy.
Yeah, I can be a crazy guy sometimes. Okay. No, I'm good. I'm wearing a New Jack shirt.
You are.
I love New Jack.
Yeah.
And it's a good shirt, too. Not like a shit shirt.
One half of the Gangstonators.
Damn right, baby. I'm good. I watched a lot of ECW this week.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm all right.
How much ECW did you watch?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Here and there. Yeah, kind of had to, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I'll never turn down the opportunity to watch ECW anyway.
No.
But that gets right into it, I guess. Let's lead off the new segment or whatever. Everyone knows it. We're recording this Thursday. It comes out Friday. Sabu died like Sunday.
Yeah.
So Sabu has passed away at 60 years old.
60 years old, yes.
And a lot of reports, a lot of talk, a lot of safety policing someone's death, and we just talked about Sabu 4 episodes ago. It was
we sure did.
WrestleMania weekend, and before we get into like the retrospective and what Sabu meant to us, and Tim and Marcus set us up on Final Wrestling Plays for us and Joe and Adam to really talk about him, because we have more hands-on experience. But like a lot of people sad about Sabu, and that it's absolutely understandable. I get it. He is a legend. A lot of people talking weird shit about Kratom and responsibilities, and I think when we did the show, like when we watched the retirement show and we talked about it, like clearly something was up at the beginning of that match.
It was very obvious that he was fucked up,
right? But like Sabu's not going to do anything Sabu didn't want to do.
No,
and Kratom does not lead to your death.
Not that I know.
You can make tons of speculation about whether he was self-medicating because of the bumps he took afterwards, or any of that shit. You can fall and hit your head and not know, and and that can take you out, like it did Bob Saget or Natasha Richardson, Liam Neeson's wife. But all of that is just speculation. Nobody, you're never going to know. I mean, maybe you will if they're doing a report and all that. But none of it really matters. The fact of the matter is, a legitimate professional wrestling legend has passed, and in my opinion, went out. Not his death, but his retirement match, his last match. Like, if you're a wrestler, your retirement match overshadows WrestleMania. Weekend.
Sure.
His retirement match, good or bad, whether you liked it or not, was like the most talked about match of that entire weekend.
It was a very big deal.
And what better send off for professional, for a person who was born and bled into this industry to go out having the most talked about match being the last match. People, you don't get that in wrestling. No. Most guys don't even get a chance to step in the ring one last time, You know, or they'll be like Ric Flair in whatever the hell his last match was trying to be.
Yikes.
But, you know, Sabu has been a constant figure in professional wrestling over the past 30 years.
Yeah.
30 plus.
I was going to say 30 plus.
And there was a lot of them. We'll talk about Dark Side. There was a lot of them on Dark Side of the Ring this week, too, which was also interesting, like, timing. But do you remember? Do you have a memory of like the first time you saw Sabu or heard about Sabu?
Yeah. So I did. I mentioned it on Final Wrestling Place this week because that was actually my question for their voicemail. So my question was, when was like, what's your first memory? When like, do you remember seeing him for the first time? Mm-hmm. And mine was my uncle was living in Philadelphia at the time, and he was working for Prism.
Okay.
Prism was a partner channel of Sports Channel down in Philadelphia. So he always used to send home videotapes, nice. VHSs for all you youngins that listen. He always used to send home videotapes, and I remember getting ECW tapes. Okay. You know, can I tell you what exactly was on them? Probably not. I was so young, you know. But, like, I remember seeing this guy named Sabu. Mm-hmm. Like, why is he flipping off of top ropes through table and no one's there? Yeah. This guy is insane. Then, obviously, you get older. Your fandom grows. You know, you remember him falling off of the R on Raw. Mm-hmm. You know, his little stint in WCW. You know, because, like, I had ECW through... my cable through Prism, because I think we had the Prism channel at the time. Yeah. But, like, it was sporadic, and I didn't know when it was always on. Because, again, I was young. I don't remember, you know?
That's the thing. You're 5 years younger than me. Yeah. So, like...
I didn't know a set schedule. I knew wrestling's on Monday night. That's all I knew. Mm-hmm. You know, I didn't know anything else. But, I remember seeing the guy and just be like, wow, like, this guy's crazy. Yeah. What about you? Like, do you have a first memory?
I don't have a first memory. I'm sure it was the commercials, you know, where they were trying to sell the videotapes or call in a number or all that, you know. I don't have a clear memory of like when I started watching wrestling or any of that stuff. I just have random points. But what I liked when you said about Sabu is that like he is probably the first and maybe still the most like wrestler that people like, you got to see this guy.
Oh, for sure.
Like, you know, tape trading or whatever, like, you know, that was always a part of it too, because ECW was hard to find. Yes, particularly if you weren't in the Northeast in the mid-90s. But, like, I think at some point, if you were a wrestling fan, one of your friends who was also a fan sat you down and was like, you got to see what this guy does. Yeah. You got to see this Sabu guy.
Check out this insane human being.
Like, this guy's crazy. You got to see this shit. Like, he's going to jump off things through tables. He's going to miss a bunch of shit. Yeah. Like, because he always missed shit. He always slipped.
Like you said, he missed it on purpose. He was working the marks.
Right. But, like, triple jump moonsaults.
Dude, the triple jump moonsault is so sick.
Yeah. And, like, just all that stuff. Like, just the leg drop, the Arabian leg drop, all just like so much crazy stuff. And like was absolutely like, maybe you never even saw ECW, but you definitely saw Sabu in, like, you maybe didn't watch ECW, but you saw Sabu in ECW at least, because he was like, he's the guy, kind of like, he at least is the encapsulation of the vibe of ECW the best, probably.
Yeah. And you know what the crazy thing is? Like, don't get me wrong, dude. I love Sabu. But, like, you know, people talk about their Mount Rushmores of ECW, and he was never on mine. Yeah. I just, like, you know, it was always Taz, RVD, Raven, and, like, Mike Awesome, I think. And, again, you know, when ECW on TNN comes on, I'm, like, 9, 10 years old, and, like, you know, but at that time, like, yeah, Sabu was there, but, you know, Mike Awesome was the guy, you know? And I remember, so when it was twice when ECW, I think it was, how many Armory shows were there?
You know, I looked it up, Because
there were a few, weren't there?
There was like 4 or 5.
So I remember the one Armory show I was at. Excuse me. I think the main event was him and RVD against the Dudleys.
Okay.
And I think him and RVD were tag champs at the time. And like it was just
tag champs who hated each other.
Yeah, it was just crazy,
great tag run,
dude.
yeah.
But so there used to be a store at the Wyoming Valley. I just can't even say a store, a kiosk at the Wyoming Valley Mall, the wrestling store. And both times Taz was supposed to be there for meet and greet. Now, my crazy little self, I loved Taz so much.
Of course.
And Taz canceled both times, and it broke my heart.
And you know what? You should bring that up to him next time you see him.
I will, honestly. I would love to bring that up to him. He'd probably like, yeah, whatever, you monk. So the first time they replaced him with RVD, which I loved RVD.
Right.
And the second time I was like, oh, I hope it's Sabu. And it was Tommy Dreamer.
That's a downgrade.
But it was like, oh, I hope Sabu's here, you know? Like, that'd be so cool. Yeah, dude, Sabu, it's just, it's so different. You know, when I gave my local cable provider login credentials to my brother-in-law for Peacock, he goes, whoa, ECW's on here? And the first thing he did...
Kinda.
He goes, first thing he did, he said to my sister, he goes, I got to show you this guy named Sabu.
Oh, yeah.
He loves Sabu.
That's funny. But that's what you did. Everybody did that. Everybody got that.
I have 2 friends that named their pets Sabu.
Okay.
Like, you know, people loved Sabu. And it's crazy because it's like a guy that you thought would never die. Like, you thought this guy's indestructible.
What, like, yeah, it's sort of like Sabu either dies at 30 or he lives forever.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't seem like a guy. Like, 60 seems like both young and too long for Sabu to have lived.
Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah. It's been a weird week.
Yeah. You know, a lot of people talking about it. And it's funny because just a couple weeks ago, Tim, or was it last week, the week before, whatever, when the Tim Taylor question of the week was about, like, the ECW
guys
nostalgia.
showing up at the,
and like, we were, you know, like, not that we like poo-pooed it, but like, we're like, you know, I think we're good. And I'm still there.
Its course.
I'm still there on it. But it is crazy to see, to wake up to the news that Sabu's gone, and like,
it's crazy because he was just at the arena,
right? Yeah,
he was just there last weekend doing a signing,
right? And you know, and again, all the stuff with Janela and all that shit, and like Lauderdale needs to maybe, if he's going to pretend to be the size company that he is when he thinks he's the next ECW when really he's not even the next CZW, he needs to get some sort of media training for some of his people.
Yeah.
And just like you're not obligated to say anything.
No, just be quiet.
You don't have to speak on any of that shit because you're going for headlines and then what happens. But I don't believe it. I don't blame anybody.
No.
It is what it is. You know, wrestlers do not have long lives. It's what it is, especially not wrestlers of that era.
Yeah.
But so we talked about it briefly before we started recording. So, you know, and also really quick about Sabu, I read this week. So I knew that Terry Funk loved Sabu.
Oh my God.
Whose real name was Terry Brunk, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
Sabu, good Terry, even though, you know, bad points, but still good Terry. I read that Terry Funk every year voted for Sabu for the Hall of Fame, no matter what, because he loved him that much. Whenever he would get like his bet for whatever Hall of Fame, it was pro wrestling or WWE, whatever it is, he would always. They said every single year Terry Funk would vote for Sabu, because he wanted Sabu in the Hall of Fame because he loved him so much. And you know, they're forever linked, physically, literally, figuratively, physically. So we talked about this briefly. We both watched a bunch and went back to reminisce a little bit. But your, sir, top 3 favorite Sabu matches.
All right. I'll go descending order.
Okay.
Number 3.
You do your 3, I'll do my 3. We'll go back and forth like that.
Yeah. So number 3, I was just watching this the other night. and I was texting you and Joe
Yes.
about it. This was from obviously the ECW Arena, Hostile City Showdown 96, him versus Rob Van Dam. It's probably like, I mean, it is kind of like just a straight up wrestling match. Yes, there's some like table shit, but like, dude, these guys are so crisp in everything that they do.
Yeah.
And you mentioned it before, Sabu hits like the cleanest triple jump moonsault for the pin. It was just incredible. So go out of your way. Hostile City Showdown 96.
Yep.
Rob Van Dam versus Sabu. It is fucking awesome. Number 2.
Hold on, I'm going to do my number 3.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. That way, because we're going to finish on the same number 1.
Yeah, that's April 20th, 96.
Okay, my number 3 is also a Sabu versus RVD match, but it is the end of the feud.
Was it a matter of respect?
It is from The Doctor Is In.
Oh, okay.
1996, the stretcher match.
All right.
While the ending is weird because, in theory, it's really cool because the loser gets taken to the back on a stretcher.
Yeah.
And it's a really good match, like all of their matches were. There's a great spot in the middle of the match where they're both getting stretchered to the back, and Sabu's first. And Sabu kind of disappears off of the stretcher, jumps into the crowd, and then jumps back out of the crowd to leg drop RVD, who's on the stretcher, which is hilarious. But the finish is Sabu's on the stretcher. RVD goes to jump on him from the top rope to the outside, and Sabu moves, and RVD knocks himself out on the stretcher. But he falls off the stretcher while doing it, and the referees just like pick his lifeless body up and put him on the stretcher.
That's incredible.
It's very funny, very weird. But that was what I watched. That one that popped up on YouTube. So that's my number 3. And really, any of those Sabu RVD matches are totally worth it. But
yeah,
what's your number 2?
So my number 2, and I immediately went and watched this match Sunday morning when everything broke, because I haven't watched it in a long time, and I forgot. My number 1 I've watched so many times, and I knew I was okay. We're gonna watch it eventually this week, but this is from January 10th, 98, ECW House Party 98, the Stairway to Hell match. Sabu versus the Sandman.
Nice.
This is very infamous for Sabu smashing his face off the guardrail during the match and breaking his jaw and just taping his jaw.
Yep.
And then finishing the match. It's a barbed wire ladder match. One of like the craziest things I've ever seen.
Yes.
If I broke my jaw, I'd say just get me out of here.
It's
he
one
just
of the
tapes his jaw and just says, let's keep going.
It's like the legend. That's like the biggest legend of Sabu that everybody talks about is that and the super glue to close the cuts.
Yeah.
But the jaw and then taping is coming out with the wrapped all. It's just crazy.
It's unbelievable. All he did was just tape his jaw.
He's a psychopath.
Taped his jaw shut. Oh my God. I shared that on Twitter this week on Sunday morning. I don't know why, but a couple people like I didn't know DM me, and they're like, "Yo, never saw that."
Oh, really?
I was like, "Oh, dude, it's
crazy."
Because again, our number 1, everybody knows what it is. We'll talk about it, but like, they're like, I didn't know that. I've never seen the match.
Yeah,
you know,
right?
And I was like, "Yeah, I mean, it's not out there on YouTube. I think it was on Vimeo."
Yeah.
And yeah, just what a crazy spectacle, dude.
Yeah.
Again, one of just like the toughest things I've ever seen. Like the guy breaks his jaw and just tapes it.
Yep.
Like,
yeah, it's crazy.
Unbelievable. Yeah, that's my number
psychopath. 2. My number 2 is a weird one, but I put it here specifically because a lot of people, and again, not that this is a pure work rate match because it's Sabu, but people, a lot of people like to say maybe he was only a garbage wrestler, maybe he only did these things and was violent and whatever. But from SummerSlam 96, it is a 30-minute draw with 2 Cold Scorpions.
That's my honorable mention. Yep.
It is like, not only is it like as pure of a work rate match you're ever going to get at a Sabu, and the ending is a little like they don't quite know what to do to fill out the full of the 30. So the end is a little bit like we're just going to stand here and hit each other with cool stuff until it's over,
which is fine.
Which Sabu. Is fine by me. But this is like a ultimate like what if match with these two. Like, how are both of these guys not the biggest draws in professional wrestling? You know, like they both had their runs. They both worked forever until obviously Sabu's passing and Too Cold sending someone else to their passing. But like just like the work rate of it, and Scorp is so good. Such an underrated dude.
I was just gonna say, like, maybe the most underrated guy of all time, Scorp.
Yeah, like Scorp is just fantastic. So you don't think, like, if I was to tell you, like, you want to watch this 30-minute draw that Sabu does, you'd be like, probably not. I'm like, no, you should probably watch this one. Yeah. I think it's the full thing's out on YouTube. It's clipped up. You can also see the clips of it and whatever. But it's a fantastic match. CyberSlam 96. Just the top tier. Why weren't these guys the biggest draws ever? Yeah. And to see Sabu actually work a match, because he could do it. He just knew what made him the money.
Yeah, that was my number 2. So
yeah,
or not my number 2. My honorable mention. Yes. Did you have any honorable mentions or no?
No. Okay. I mean, I could everything else. I could name. Sure. You know, but
number one.
Yeah,
obvious number 1
with a bullet.
Yeah. August 9th, 1997.
Yeah.
Born to be Wired, Sabu versus Terry Funk.
It's the number
ECW
1
title.
That's what it is.
It still is like the craziest match I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
I mentioned to you I was looking easily to watch this week. It's not on, it's on YouTube, but it's not great like footage.
Yeah,
it's not on Peacock. And
Joey Styles' voice. It's still too violent to make it to Peacock,
dude. The fucking
too violent for the cock.
Like, I even went and I watched like the VHS tape commercial for it, and it's like that piano playing. It's like,
yeah.
They said it's too violent. Oh my god! And it's just like slow mo of Sabu getting Irish whipped and taken on with the back. That's like one of the most iconic pro wrestling images for me.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, so I went and I was telling you I have the 2-disc set WWE put out. This was after the Rise and Fall of ECW DVD which was massive for them.
Yeah. I have those.
Yeah, it was the ECW's most violent matches. It was a 2-disc set, and the first match on disc 2 is Born to be Wired. I was like, oh, perfect, you know? It's just, it's such a violent spectacle.
Right.
I'm almost like at a loss for words talking about it.
I mean, it's
because of how violent it is.
It's legendary. It is, you know, and again, here goes DJ talking about Terry Funk. But like it's in my opinion the best barbed wire match ever. Still
easily, yeah.
It's top 5 if not number 1 best ECW match of all time. It is I think we talked about this when Sabu retired. Like, if you wanted to say show me a match that's ECW, it's this one.
Born to be Wired.
You know, like they had to be cut apart. Like, this wasn't bullshit. Nobody capped the barbed wire.
The pin is so violent.
Yes.
Like, it's just it's just Sabu just he can't move. Terry can't move. He's just laying on top of him. That was it. It's just oh my god, it's insane.
Yeah, they like worked and the barbed wire wrapped around him, and it just kept getting like tighter and tighter until they were just immobile.
Like just the spots from the match, you know, again, Sabu taking that Irish whip. It's just it's burned in my brain. When he goes for Air Sabu and just eats into the barbed wire. Obviously, when he tears his bicep open, tapes it, and then goes backstage. So I'll give him credit. Say what you will about them. Busted open on Monday. Did just a Sabu tribute show. It was very good.
I'll have to listen.
Bubba
They
Ray,
put it out as a podcast, right?
Yeah, Bubba Ray, Tommy Dreamer, Taz called in, Sandman calls in, Fonzie calls in. It was very good.
Yeah.
I'll give. I listened to the whole thing. I was like, wow, it's actually very good. You know.
Yeah.
And Dreamer tells the story about like how when he's backstage, he had to tell somebody to like run to the 7-Eleven to go get crazy glue. He's like, this is just insane. You know. He's like, we didn't have doctors backstage back then. Right. You know.
It is a Twitter live, by the way, that currently, as we record this, RVD and Taz are doing a Sabu thing. Tonight.
So Sabu was like, oh, this is how they do it in Japan. Just go get crazy glue. And they're like, Sabu, like, we have to get you. No, you don't. You're not taking me to a doctor.
Yeah.
Go get crazy glue.
It's what it was invented for. That's why it sticks to your fingers better than anything.
Unbelievable.
It was invented as a quick wound dressing for wounds during Vietnam.
Yeah.
That's why it sticks to your fingers better than anything else.
Again, it's just the most violent spectacle I've ever seen in my life.
Yep.
Like, I've seen, I'm obviously, like, I love death matches.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing will ever compare to this.
Mm-mm.
It's just, it's not even like your typical death match of today. I mean, it's just...
No, things have gotten
so more elaborate now with death matches.
Yeah.
This is just, it's a wire match.
There's easier ways to make people bleed now.
Of course,
all that sort of stuff. So, like, you throw more at people.
Yeah, I don't even think there's any weapons used in this.
I don't think so. It's just the wire. Yeah.
Sabu is pants ripping this match. Then when he wraps the barbed wire around his leg, does the leg drop. Oh my God, dude.
Yep.
Terry with an all-time look with the shirt with, and I think he's wearing the yellow and the black stripes tights. Terry's ECW champ at the time. It was a couple months after Barely Legal.
Right.
And Sabu beats him for the belt. And it's just the image of people just cutting them out of
crazy.
the barbed
It's insane.
wire. It's insane.
If you haven't seen it,
number one, how haven't you?
But you're right.
but
like you said, like, it's hard to find now. Like, it's not on the network. It was never on Peacock. It's like
YouTube. I don't even think YouTube has the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like,
you think would they copyright strike it?
Probably.
Yeah, even though they don't have it up on the cock or anything.
Yeah, probably. WWE's very
all right. Well,
with that, but like, I don't even think it's on. I don't know if it's on Vimeo.
Well,
or Daily Motion. Or
if you're listening to this and you're in the Discord, because I have it.
Yeah,
you have it, but I can get it easily somewhere to somebody. Just dig through my pile, But yeah, if you haven't for whatever reason seen this match and you want to,
or if you just want to go back and watch it again,
right? Message the show, email the show. We Need Wrestling, the social media, and the Discord, whatever you want, and we'll figure that out. We can get the as high quality of a copy as we can to you.
The rip on the DVD is like great.
Yeah,
yeah, man. Well, since you hit me with a 3, I'll hit you with a.
Okay.
You don't even have to give me 3 if you want. Mm-hmm. What was your favorite all-time Sabu color scheme?
So, it's a real quick. I have an honorable mention that just popped in my head for Sabu. Sabu Ray at One Night Stand.
When he hits that DDT, I thought he broke Ray's neck.
Yeah,
it's insane.
It's nuts.
I remember watching that, freaking out when that happened.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. It's not a match. I don't know if this was the match. I think he just beat him up. That springboard leg drop he hits on John Cena on Raw through the announce table, one of the craziest things I've seen.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so like
it's crazy.
Like when he just does the triple jump and he stands on the top rope and he's just balancing himself, but I'm like, it looks like he stands there for a couple seconds. So I was like, yo, this is the swaggiest motherfucker I've ever seen.
All right. Best color scheme. So it's tough. When I close my eyes, I see him in the green. But I don't know. I don't think that's my favorite. It would. No, see that one. I also like the purple, but I think I'm gonna have to go with the gold, the shiny gold.
That's my number one.
The shiny gold's the best look,
dude. I quote like it looked prestigious.
Cool. Yeah, it looked cool.
The shiny gold. Yeah.
The shiny gold. Yeah,
it's not like the most iconic look, but when he wore it,
his figures are usually the green or the purple.
Yeah.
But like, and he probably wore them more, and he had a really nice like shiny green too. And not because in that Ray match he's wearing gold, but it's like fuzzy. I don't want the fuzzy. I want the shiny.
I agree, 100%.
Yeah.
Same. Yep.
Yeah.
Go with the shiny gold.
Shiny gold.
I think it looks so cool. Yeah. See, let's go.
Yeah, that's the coolest. Yeah. Sabu rocked, man.
Yeah, dude.
Rest in peace. But the dude is all the legend that you've ever heard about him.
Yeah.
Good and bad.
Yes.
Because he also would fucking wreck hotel rooms and no show and he no-showed his own Hall of Fame for GCW shit. Like
his Twitter presence was insane at times.
All-time tweeter.
Yeah.
Got Ed blocked by Kid Bandit this week, sadly, but that's all right. You know, we get it.
What do you want me to do? God bless you, Sabu.
Yeah.
That picture of Triple H and Stephanie just goes gross.
But yeah.
The guy had a fuck you list in his fucking book,
the last page of his autobiography was a fuck you list.
Amazing. Oh my God, it's so cool.
Yep. Heaven gained an angel. Hardcore heaven gained an angel. You know what I mean?
It's just unbelievable, dude.
Yeah.
Him and Terry are drinking a beer and, you know, yeah.
Choking St. Peter with barbed wire.
It's just unbelievable.
Yeah. So the best. Watch a Sabu match. Email your favorite matches.
The fucking legend, dude.
Yeah. They're for sure. This gets thrown around a lot. I said the word this week. The word legend gets thrown around a lot, but I mean it when I talk about Morris the Alligator from Alligator and Happy Gilmore.
That's right.
And this also gets thrown around, but there legit will never be another Sabu. Everybody steals from Sabu now. Yeah. He's responsible for all the most of the crazy shit you're seeing. Yeah. His family is responsible for a lot of the crazy shit you're seeing. Dude,
go listen to What is a Juggalo by SCP.
Right.
And the lyrics, I Sabu'd your mother through a coffee table.
Yeah.
But it's just Sabu, hey, he was down with the clown.
There will never be another Sabu. No. There can't be. There's laws against it now.
Yeah, you can't be.
You can't do it.
Like, it's just crazy. All the scars. Yep. Oh, my God. Just unbelievable. Yeah, rest in peace, Sabu.
Rest in peace.
Very sad this week. So, I guess the only other piece of news I have came out like a couple hours before the show.
Ooh.
Jim Ross got diagnosed with colon cancer.
Oh, yep.
So JR, you know, all the best in the world to him.
Yeah.
You know, that's no fucking joke.
I saw he did an interview. I saw somebody recap an interview of his that he did this week where people are saying, you know, I didn't listen, so take this as you will, but people are saying that he was like, I'm in AEW to get paid. And Jack Perry was fucking terrified of CM Punk. So, you know.
Did he ever tell you how much I like JR? No, for real, JR, best of luck, man. Cancer's no fucking joke.
Colon cancer's no joke. He's been going through it. He's been battling all kinds of cancer lately.
Yeah, as most people most people have at least one person in their life affected by it, and you know, shit's no joke and not fun to watch people go through it. So, best of luck to him, man.
Yep.
I don't have anything else.
All right, let me look. I Google. Let's see. There's 3 articles on. Is this true? Newsweek picked this up? There's no way.
Check your sources before you say anything.
Newsweek.com. No, it's on Newsweek.com. All right. I know this is a thing. I saw this all over the place. I'm just shocked that Newsweek, somebody bothered to publish this on Newsweek's website on their professional wrestling section. It's not even not even worthy of me bringing up, except for the fact that it got on the Newsweek. Indie wrestling icon Matt Cardona addresses WWE return.
Yeah, I've been seeing, like, I don't know, man. That guy. I should be nice. Who
does he know that Newsweek's just a dirt rag now? Is that what's happening?
That guy is just the biggest, like,
this. Oh my God! Does Matt Cardona write articles under the pseudonym Jeremy Hanna?
I love the indies. I'm the indie god. Please, WWE, take me back.
Hold on. Wait, are you ready for this? Matt Cardona remains one of the best stories of persistence and dedication in professional wrestling. After 15 years in the WWE and getting himself over with the crowd through social media, Cardona became an even bigger star on the independent scene, proving that you don't need WWE to be a successful wrestler.
I don't know how I feel about that statement.
Yeah.
There's some truth to it, to be honest. I mean, the guy did.
Yeah. No, he absolutely got himself over. He also claims here at WrestleCon, every other fan asked him when he was coming back.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe that at all.
Yeah.
He just turned, I would say he just turned 40, which for WWE, that's perfect for their main event scene right Yeah.
Cardona revealed not only would he be interested in returning, but he has reached out to WWE multiple times.
Yeah, so I saw the clip of the interview where they're like, I think it was with total normal human being Chris Van Vliet.
Yeah, not a lizard person at all.
Yeah, where he's like, oh, if you ever did like a one shot for the Rumble or anything, he's like, I've had gear made every year.
Oh my God.
I'm like, oh, that's pathetic.
I've reached out many times, Cardona said, which they spell his name Cordona here, so I guess maybe he didn't write it. I shouldn't say many, a few times, that he means many. Every couple of months when something cool happens or I have something to say, hey, look what I'm doing. There's been no offer. Everything's very nice, professional, but there's no offer. And you know what? It is what it is. I'm going to keep working my ass off.
Triple H doesn't like him.
We
never
know,
did.
Right. Yeah.
Triple H was never a fan of that guy.
He's won titles in 18 different promotions. Yeah. Newsweek Sports, everybody. Well, good for him.
Yeah, he's not a fan of
it. It ain't going to lead to a contract, so, because Trips just doesn't like him.
No.
Zack Ryder doesn't work in 2025. He'd have to come back as Matt Cardona.
And that's not going to work into the WWE.
Because the fans aren't going to know. They're not going to understand that he had a good death match 7 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, because did you see the thing with the stuff with Pondo or whatever it was this week?
Yeah,
like, so come on.
Funny.
Let's see. Beach Break did good. Kenny Omega said stuff. Let's see. That's it, brother.
Yeah. Sabu kind of dominated the week for me anyway.
Yeah, lots of Sabu. Remember Sabu stuff, so.
Fucking WNEP put on their Facebook about Sabu.
I know, crazy.
That was nuts.
Absolutely crazy.
I was like, well, I'm not going to go read these comments because I know I'll get real pissed off. And I'm going to be like, cool, I'm going to fight Joe Fuckhead and Duryea.
Joe Bag of Donuts.
Yeah, and I'm going to call it a Talkback 16 and just bitch my ass off about it. All right, so we did watch Dark Side of the Ring, which was the timing is crazy. So this week's subject was the Sheik.
Ed Farhat.
Yes, the original Sheik.
Yes.
Very good episode. Admittedly, like I don't know a ton about the old days of the Sheik.
Nope.
You know, I know more so like Japan, fire matches, crazy person. Didn't know more like about him just controlling Detroit and Cobo Hall, and he was like, you know, I can't lose type of guy, you know. Yeah. Like, and they're like, yeah, there's people that can't lose, and there's guys that really take it to the extreme, and he was the one. Even like, I love that story about Bruno. There's like, he told me he's paid me $2,000, gave me a check for $800. He's like, I ain't coming back.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Why would I come back here?
Right.
God bless you, Bruno.
Yep.
Obviously, wanted to see like the talking head stuff. RVD was very good on this.
Yeah. Like when at one point he was like, you know, Sabu not known for his vocabulary.
The Hall of Fame speech for the Sheik. Yeah, not known for his dialogue.
The clip of just Sabu just nodding.
Yeah,
it's very funny.
Yeah, I forget who it was I saw this week. Or maybe it was the Busted Open thing when they're talking about where Vince wanted Sabu to talk, and Heyman's like, "You're gonna kill him." Like, that kills everything about him.
Yeah.
Let me manage him. I will talk.
Yeah,
you know?
marble mouth.
Like, no, you don't have him talk.
He just points to the sky.
Yeah.
That's it.
And they also talked about every time Sabu would hit you with a right hand afterward, he would just go, sorry. Because he was just tagging you for real.
Yeah.
The last like bit with Sabu choked me up a little bit.
Yeah.
Especially with the timing. Because he gets choked up talking about the Sheik because that was like a father to him.
Yeah.
And seeing that and, you know, obviously 48 hours after his passing was very tough.
Right.
Kind of surprised there was no graphic.
Yeah.
Like, for Sabu. Like, a little surprised by that. I don't know how fast. I feel like nowadays you can make it happen real quick.
You should be able to put it right in there.
Yeah, kind of shocked by that.
It was funny to hear, not again, the subject matter isn't funny, but like the fact that Sabu remembered when he was a kid that his dad would put hands on his mom and she would call the Sheik and he would just come and beat the shit out of him every time.
Dude, how about that story about Sabu getting shot?
Yeah.
I did not know that. Had no idea about that. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
I think even on the Busted Open special, Bubba was like, I had no idea about that, you know?
Crazy.
But yeah, it was a good episode.
Yeah.
the rise and fall of the Sheik's big time wrestling in Detroit, basically.
It's crazy too. They didn't mention I Like to Hurt People.
No.
They didn't really talk about like WWE making the Iron Sheik.
No, they show like they kind of mention like the rip-offs and they show the Iron Sheik.
Yeah.
Crazy that clip from WCW is Sheik breaking his leg.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Still through the fireball.
Yeah, of course, man. Dude.
Professional.
It's a fucking brother.
Yeah.
Tough motherfucker.
Abby, not the Black Abdullah the Butcher, but Abdullah the Butcher.
No, we all know that's Matt Tree.
Yeah. Showing the burn scar that I'm sure is a real story.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I liked it.
It was a good episode.
I've only obviously because of Terry Funk, my love of Terry, I've seen Sheik stuff in Japan.
Sure.
Because they feuded for so long.
They showed a lot of Terry clips.
Yeah.
Fucking Dory's on this episode.
Yeah, Dory was on the episode,
that was
which
cool
is cool
to see Dory talk.
Yeah. But it's just crazy to see hear these stories because it is an era, like for as big as he was and as important as he was, like the history books don't say much about the Sheik anymore.
No.
They kind of treat him like he was a small time territory guy.
Yeah.
And then you realize that, okay, but he was selling out a 15,000 seat arena in Detroit every week or month.
I love when they're just talking about, he might have reported he had a $400,000 income that year. It was all cash.
Yep.
He didn't tell you what he really made,
Yeah, that's what Cornette says. When you're a promoter, you get first count.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Very good episode, though.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. A lot of crazy stuff. And, a guy that just wouldn't let it go. Couldn't let it go. Yeah,
and that's the classic tale of wrestling, unfortunately. I don't know if I'm going to be able to watch next week's.
Is it the Daphne one?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
That's tough. Because, are they going to go...
yeah. You have to, right?
Have to, yeah.
You have to, but, how is the public, the people who don't know... opinions are going to change on people in the business. Well, rightfully so, but it depends on how far they're going to deep dive into the abuse and mental anguish.
Yeah, I'm very up.
Is
in the
David
air.
Flair going to be?
I'm very up in the air on it. I don't know if I could watch it.
Okay,
we'll see.
I'm gonna watch it, but
because I remember. Yeah, the Twitter stuff and the videos, and it's just
Yep,
very disturbing stuff. So, and it's not that old.
Nope.
So I don't know if enough time has passed. I don't know if enough time ever passes for stuff like that. I still get very uneasy with the Benoit stuff. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. We'll see. I don't know.
That's a pretty recent one, and that's one that the people who are watching, most of the people watching Dark Side of the Ring have a direct connection and memory of her and the end,
and just watching
it was all there,
everything unfold in real time.
Yeah,
was very that was a very, very bad night. So don't really know if I have the mindset to partake in this one. Yeah. So we'll see though.
I don't ever watch it till a couple days after, so I'll see what the general consensus is.
Yeah,
see where they go. Is that's not the last one of the season, is it?
Might be, yeah. Yeah, because I don't really think they have much more left. Okay. Actually, I can find out right now. What was it, Dark Side Season 6?
I have no idea.
I believe so. Dark Side
of the Ring.
6. Yep. I believe it. So this is the 9th episode of the season.
So it should be 10. Sheik was 9?
So this is the 10th.
Okay.
Oh, no. So this is no, there's one more after that.
Oh.
And I won't even bring it up now. I'll bring it up when it happens. Okay. That one I'll watch.
Well, it's a mystery.
Yeah. All right.
What else? Where are we going? Wrestling finally?
Yeah, shit we watched.
Wrestling. All right.
So I partook in some World Wrestling Entertainment.
Of course you did.
I watched, let's see. Well, actually, because Backlash was this weekend.
There was a pape.
You got to watch it with the Neffs, which is always a good time because they're fun.
Yeah.
But from SmackDown.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to preface this very quickly. Through all the wrestling this week, nothing really knocked my dick off into the dirt.
That's probably good.
I don't think anything was great this week. I really don't.
All right.
Good stuff. Nothing really great.
Are you including the pay-per-view in your assessment?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. this is for all wrestling this week. I don't think there's anything great.
Okay.
Like I said, some good, nothing really great though.
Okay.
Fraxium. Mm-hmm. I like Fraxium a lot. They had a tag match against the Street Profits on SmackDown. Mm-hmm. This is good shit.
Yeah.
Fraxium wins.
Oh.
Street Profits come out. They're all taped up still from the TLC match.
Mm-hmm.
Fraxium comes out to challenge them. They get them like 15 minutes. This was like a nice sample because this is going to be a tag title match eventually. Mm. And again, I like Fraxium a lot. Fraxium wins. It's weird. So after the match, the match is very, very good. Mm-hmm. I like the Street Profits a lot.
Yeah.
You like the Street Profits a lot.
Yeah.
Fraxium is they're going to get over just because of their ring work. They're fast.
Yeah.
Flippy. It's just, they'll get over. Well, are they too small? I don't know. They're trying to build the tag division on SmackDown.
Okay.
The problem is, the teams aren't great.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about Pretty Deadly.
Nope.
Machine Guns. I love the Machine Guns, but you know, it is what it is. DIY, I don't care about. Mm-hmm. Now you have Fraxium, Street Profits. So, A for effort, I guess. Trying to build something.
Doing something.
But
got to work with the roster you have.
Yeah, that's also true. But Fraxium is very good. And this match is fucking really good, man.
Good.
Street Profits in 2025 still putting on good shit. Good for them.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So from Backlash, a couple things that I did like. The United States title 4-way opened the show. Jacob Fatu, he beat Damian Priest, LA Knight, and Drew McIntyre. Very fun opener. Jacob Fatu's the man.
Yeah.
That guy in the next year should have a world title.
Right.
He's 33 years old. If you want to breathe some young blood into that main event scene, he's the guy.
Okay.
But really the story coming from this, two things. Drew McIntyre got his fucking head scrambled.
Oh.
So there's a spot on in the crowd off of a fucking, I don't know what you want to call it, a platform, through two tables. Damian Priest gives him that sit-out choke bomb thing that he does, and Drew missed the tables. Well, at least his head missed the tables, and it whacked off the concrete.
Yikes.
And they said he legit got fucked up.
Yeah,
so
that sucks.
Hope he's all right. I like Drew McIntyre a lot. Jeff Cobb debuts here.
Yeah, I saw the picture.
Yeah, very... we're just going to throw him with the Tongans, I guess.
They're calling him Jeff Cobb?
Yeah, they call him Jeff Cobb.
All right, it's not it wasn't like Kabaloa or anything.
Kabaloa. It is now. Kabaloa. What the fuck? Kabaloa. Just still waiting for Tawatonga.
That's right.
Yeah, so he's here and he's old and he's 43.
I liked everybody. Listen, I like Jeff Cobb. He's a fun guy to watch a lot of the times. I don't think he's a main event guy, but he's a fun guy. Works good in tag teams. He'll give you a good match. He throws people around. But I see a lot of people showing the clips, the Lucha Underground, and they're like, "This is the guy WWE got." I'm like, "This is the guy WWE got 15 years ago."
You know how long ago Lucha Underground
that ain't
was,
him now.
Yeah.
He ain't popping anybody up and catching him into that power slam like he used to.
No,
not these. His arms will fall off. He's in his 40s.
Yeah. So I mentioned this one of my voicemails for Final Wrestling Plays this past week. Shout out Biggie. Taking people to task.
I saw this clip. That's crazy. He's gonna get his ass fired.
Well, and as Ed said, he goes, "Fuck yeah!" Yep. He's in Danielson mode right now. Where it's I don't give a fuck. Right. I don't care at this point.
Right.
With him saying the main event, we're celebrating Randy Orton saying I want to do 10 more years when he's 45 years old. Mm-hmm. Our world champ's 48 or whatever. How old the fuck Cena is.
Yep.
Yet a woman's 37 and we're when she's wrapping up.
Mm-hmm.
So I agree with him 100% on that.
Yep.
Shout out.
I think he even name dropped Dakota directly, right? Or he mentioned about releases or something. He definitely walked the line.
He walked the line.
We knew who he was talking about.
And he's 100% right.
He's absolutely right. Yep.
Yeah. But this match was a lot of fun, man. Jacob Fatu, god damn, that guy's fucking good.
Yeah.
He is so good.
Good.
And I really want him to I don't know, win the world title. Get it out of whatever it's in right now, please. Another match, I'll tell you what, which like shocked the shit out of me.
Mm-hmm.
The women's Intercontinental title match, Lyra Valkyria, Becky Lynch.
Okay.
No right being as good as it was.
No.
This was like, I said a couple months ago, the one match Lyra had with Bayley on Raw, I was like, oh, I think I'm starting to get it.
Yeah.
This one was like, oh no, I get it now.
I saw she had bird wings again.
She sure did. She's a bird lady. Yeah. But this was fucking awesome.
Okay.
I think it really built Lyra. Lyra wins on a roll up, so +3 on your scale.
2 minutes ago, you said there was nothing great this week, and you rolled in. And you're like, "This is fucking awesome."
Well, yeah,
I like it. It's great. That's awesome.
It wasn't like nothing where I'd be like, "Hey, go watch though." Like,
oh yeah, nothing. There was nothing like 5-star, but like
nothing where I'm like end of the year. But like
you said that,
good.
and I was like, "Oh wow," because there's a lot of stuff I liked, and now you're getting like amped up. I'm like, "Oh good, all right, we're cool."
Yeah. Well, I'm amped because it's like, I'm watching it and I'm not expecting it to be good, and then when it's good, I'm like, oh,
that's awesome.
Cool shit.
The way it should be.
And then, Lyra wins and Becky immediately gets her fucking heat back and just beats the shit out of her. It was literally 1, 2, 3, roll over, beats her up.
Really?
Yeah. Like, beats the shit out of her.
She's the man, brother.
Like, people call her Becky Hogan.
Becky Hogan.
Rest of the show, honestly, very forgettable.
Yeah. I saw it not on not sponsored the show, although if they want us to be, we can help out. Dropkick to the Dropkick app.
Yeah.
Tim of Final Wrestling Place didn't put anything over a 3.5 on this show.
He's right.
So
if you want like a full breakdown of the card, go listen to Final Wrestling Place for the past week.
Right.
They're very fair in their assessment.
Yeah, for sure.
Where I don't think anything's must watch.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Cena Orton, it is what it is. In 2025, this is what you're getting. All the shenanigans. R-Truth being involved in a main event is so fucking stupid.
So weird. Were people clamoring for R-Truth Cena?
People. Oh well, it makes sense if you've been paying attention to WWE. Yeah, R-Truth is fine, but like, bro, we're talking fucking main event.
Right.
Stop it. Go away.
Right. We're talking about main event in the next handful of months that Cena has left, and you're going to burn one on R-Truth. Seems a little odd.
Yeah.
Or it seems like you have nothing else.
Yeah, like they're talking about that it might be on Saturday night's main event next week.
Okay.
Fuck out of here with that.
Sure.
I have no desire to watch that at all. And then
R-Truth Spring Chicken also.
Yeah, 53 years old.
Yeah.
Did you see like the little post presser thing that they did between those two?
Mm-mm.
Dude, it's like the worst. Somebody, it might have been IVP, said like, this is what I feel like when people say like, do a parody of pro wrestling.
Oh yeah.
That's what it felt like. Cena was, because Cena does this thing when at the end of the match when he wins and he's on the outside and he's like, you can see he's like getting emotional a little bit and people are like, oh, is he starting to question like his turn? And as you said, 20 days ago when he just won the world title, like, oh, this heel turn he's regretting after 3 months.
Yeah, we're regretting it, but he shouldn't.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just not good. But like he sits at the table and he's like, I will answer everyone's questions. I will handle this with grace.
Okay.
And R-Truth comes in. He's like, John, you're like, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I don't care that people say you can't wrestle. And he like gets in R-Truth's face. He's like, if you say one more word like that. And he gets real. He's like, I will decimate you. And R-Truth says something and he picks him up and he gives him the FU through a table. I was like, this sucks. Get the fuck out of here.
At the presser.
At the presser.
Cool.
Yeah.
I only hope that that's met with the same amount of energy as AEW pressers are.
Yeah. Honestly, pressers in pro wrestling, I think, are kind of dumb anyway.
Yeah, we've
there hasn't been a good one.
We've jumped that shark.
Hasn't been a good one since like 2021 or whatever. Phil.
To be fair, Tony Storms are always really good.
Okay, yeah, hers are great.
But otherwise, nothing.
Yeah, it's kind of stupid. And then I did watch two matches on Monday Night Raw.
Okay.
AJ Styles versus Finn Balor.
Okay.
Hey, man.
100 years of combined age.
OG Bullet Club boys.
Right.
You know, this is as good as it's going to be for these two in 2025. It's so funny, like, you could tell the crowd wants more for Finn Balor. Because we always talk, like, he never got that run.
Never got his run.
He got injured once, and that was it. Shoulder popped, and he literally never got a run with a world title.
He never bothered to even tease it. Like, well, I guess he had some challenges, but never.
Yeah, I think that was 2016 that happened. So we're talking 9 years ago.
Yeah, that's
crazy. Still never got a fucking shot with the title. Yeah. Unbelievable. But yeah, match was good. It's more so like the back half I thought was very good. AJ wins. they're setting up like for AJ Dom Mysterio eventually. So there's that.
Okay.
Main event was Io Sky and Rhea Ripley versus Roxanne Perez and Julia.
The main event of Raw?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was the main event.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Roxanne Perez in the, is she called up or is she not? And now she's main eventing.
Yeah,
Raw.
same with Julia. It's like, well, what are we doing here?
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, dude, I thought like it was like, obviously Roxanne and Julia are going to lose. Good showcase for them though.
Yeah.
It like they're building to Rhea versus Io,
Okay.
which should be awesome.
Yeah.
Man, the crowd like is so behind Io now.
Good.
It just makes me real happy.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And I saw a little interview clip today where there, I forget, I don't even know who it is. Al from Virtual Pros shared it, and he was like, and I don't know who's interviewing there, and they're like, "Oh, how do you feel about like people saying like you're the best and stuff?" And she's like, like thank you, and like I never thought Io Shirai was the best, but I appreciate everybody saying that. And she's like, I could really tell now, like the crowd is behind me.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck yeah, because you're the best.
They should contact AEW, and it should be Rhea versus Io with special guest referee Riho. Io, Riho, and Rhea.
That's just too much, man.
It's a lot.
Isn't there somebody on the Indies named Rio?
There's a Rio, yeah.
Get her. All right. So that's that.
That's it for WWE.
Yeah.
All right. I have two questions, suggestions, if you will. Suggestions.
Hi, Jess.
From Jess. Friend of the show, Jess. I'm sorry for that, Jess. You don't deserve any of that. But I said it before the show, and I was really proud of myself.
Yeah, you were. You were peacocking a little bit when you said it. So
more than one way.
As long as you weren't shirt cocking.
That's true. It's like Winnie the Pooh. Hey, Brett and DJ. Hope the last couple of weeks have been good to you both. I'm going to break form and ask two questions.
Whoa.
Neither of which are serious. Not a two-parter. Two questions.
2 questions. Okay.
2 questions. We cleared it with legal. It's allowed. Question 1. How many hits to the head with sacks of cash do you think it takes before someone starts walking back and downplaying critical comments towards the Saudi government? For a principled person, I'd say there's no number. But for a hypocrite, it's somewhere between seeing the sack and taking 5 hits. I did see that Phil was taken out of the latest Saudi
commercial.
I did see that he did say, I don't like traveling to Saudi because I've never been to Saudi or whatever.
So somebody asked him, why do you hate going to Saudi? And he said,
I don't hate it.
I've never been
right.
there.
There you go. So we'll see.
Which, of course, all you freakazoids fucking...
Don't include me in that. Phil doesn't do shit for me.
You fucking freaks.
I don't talk about him.
Gotta take it and run with it.
I didn't run with shit. I don't care. I don't care what he does.
You freaks.
You're the one who said that you're done with him if he's on a Saudi show.
I still am. Good. Absolutely. Yeah.
But also on the other side of it, and listen...
I said that... Fucking the day he signed back to WWE.
You absolutely did.
I literally turned to you. I said, if he ever does it, I'm done.
It's true. So, Jess, there's a thing you say here for a principled person, I'd say there's no number. And I agree with you there. The problem is that you're in the world of professional wrestling. And on the level of people who are going to get to travel to Saudi Arabia, those principles have been washed away pretty substantially.
Absolutely they are.
So I think obviously for most of the people in the WWE, it's just the promise of a bag. It's just a promise that the bag will be there, not even seeing it. Yep. It's like you go and the bag will be on your bed, or in your bag on the ride home. So, but yeah, between the sack and 5 hits is right. Question number 2. This past week, I've been atypically nostalgic because over the weekend, it was the 70th anniversary of Kermit the Frog and my birthday. Happy birthday, Jess. Didn't know.
Yeah, I didn't know. What the fuck?
Right?
How dare you have a birthday and not tell us?
Right. Who do you think you are?
Yeah.
Where do you get off?
Yeah.
Jeez.
How dare you?
Time to speedrun my retirement into... Jesus Christ, Jess. Time to speedrun my
Are you okay?
Yes. Time to speedrun... This is my entertainment... I think she was retirement into the 27 Club. See? LOL. It does add an LOL.
Okay, well, that softens the blow.
I know it shows my age, but my earliest wrestling memories are from when wrestlers have crossed over with the Muppets. And unfortunately, Bad Terry was part of it. The question, which current wrestler do you think would most fit in the world of the Muppets?
Boy, 27, you're fucking young.
I know. I
get to call somebody young
right?
finally. Holy shit.
I like the idea of Mark Briscoe being friends with Animal. Anyways, love y'all.
That definitely makes sense.
My initial thought breaks a rule that I'm going to lift for this argument because
Lexus King, because he is a fucking Muppet.
He is something.
That guy sucks.
I'm not going to get into the Great Sesame Street Muppet debate here, but my initial thought in this, which I guess proves the point I've been arguing my whole life, but I would like to see Eddie Kingston and Oscar the Grouch hang out.
That'd be a fun time.
But who fits the best into the world of the Muppets? I mean, Swoggle. Obviously, Swoggle's been in the movies.
Sure.
He'll ask him. He'll tell you. But
Star Muppets Take Manhattan or whatever the fuck that movie is.
No, he's in Muppets and Muppets Most Wanted.
Sure.
Yeah, or maybe he's just in Muppets Most Wanted when they're dancing in the
I
gulag.
have zero Muppet nostalgia.
Oh, it's a shame.
I was a Muppet kid.
I love the Muppets.
I did not watch the Muppets as a kid.
I also, again, think it's probably your age because by the time, you're 5 years younger than me, and they're even older than I am, but even, like, I grew up with Muppet Babies and the movies, but, like, they were already out of favor by the late 90s,
Power Rangers.
Yeah, so.
That's where I was at.
Yeah, I like them too, but it's because I'm emotionally stunted. But Satnam Singh would be really funny in the world of the Muppets.
He'd be cool.
He'd be really funny. And then like
no, there's Sesame Street. That's Bert and Ernie.
Yeah, that's why it's Oscar the Grouch Sesame Street. But like the Miz is already kind of a Muppet in a way. Miz
won.
Miz wins, but he's also like a Muppet
Miz won.
a little bit.
Miz won. Future American Gladiators host the Miz?
Yes, Future American Gladiators host the Miz.
God, let it go.
I'm trying to think who else would be around. Like, there's some goofy guys.
Dante Martin looks like a Muppet.
Right, he does. But she's already brought her own puppet on TV. Harley Cameron is like built to be interacting with Muppets.
Absolutely.
Getting into a fight and then becoming best friends with Miss Piggy.
That makes sense.
So that works. And also maybe somebody like Brandon Cutler, who is like the Skeeter of the Muppets, where he's just kind of shoved backstage.
Yeah.
But also Fozzie would hate Chris Jericho. Even though Chris Jericho thinks that Fozzie would love him.
Don't we all?
Thanks, Jess, for the suggestions.
Yes, thank you very much, Jess.
And happy birthday again.
Yeah. Happy birthday, you youngin'.
I would have sang happy birthday to you from here.
So young.
But I can't now because you missed it. If I'd known, I'd be singing happy birthday right now. Right?
God. Unlike me and old.
That's right. I'm very old. All right. We can get into other wrestling. Where are we going? AEW?
Yeah, AEW. So there's only a Dynamite because there was the double collisions last week. So
we double collided.
We kicked the bitch off with Will Ospreay and the Hangman Adam Page against Takeshita and Josh Alexander.
Yes.
I thought this was probably the best match on the show.
I agree.
I also
felt that it was worked a little slower than we've seen in the past from these big scramble tag match kind of things.
Yeah, it was definitely like Takeshita and Josh are going to use their power more.
Right.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
It was really good, yeah.
Like everybody's talking about like the sliding stop on the fucking move, the hidden blade, the Hangman. That was a cool spot.
They do what you're supposed to do in these. They build the stories for the matches. And, all that.
Yeah, because then like afterwards, Osprey's getting jumped and he's fighting them off, and then he smacks his Hangman with an elbow, and they get face to face and need to get pulled apart. So. Again, fun.
My favorite thing in this match, and Matt Cardona, listen up. Josh Alexander's outside holding Ospreay and Hanger up for a dive, for a take to do his dive, and he's holding them there behind them. And normally in wrestling, everybody takes the hit, and and instead Josh is holding them there, and then when take is in the air, Josh shoves him forward and leaves. And I'm like, he moves them into position so they're safe to catch him.
And he doesn't take the bump.
And he doesn't take the bump because he's not supposed to because they're on a team. And I'm like, that's so smart.
Smart way
like,
to do it.
You don't just bail out because you don't want to catch anybody because you're a bitch. But yeah, so that was cool. And also the elbow that just flies Alexander's headpiece.
Oh my God, the fucking death finisher.
The double finish, yeah.
Yeah, the buckshot fucking hidden blade.
Yeah.
Again, new death finish. I love a good death finisher.
Yeah.
That was like when Omega and Ospreay did the hidden blade into the one-winged angel. You're done. You don't kick out of that ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do I have next? Ricochet, Zach Gowen. Brother. When Ricochet goes to put on the figure 4, it is, dude, I howled.
Yeah.
This guy is unbelievable. He's unbelievable. Yeah.
He's the best heel character in the company.
You, me, and Joe all immediately last night were like, what a fucking asshole.
He was like, hopping back and forth from one foot to the other to taunt him.
Dude.
Yeah, really crazy. Just tapping into a level of dickheadedness.
It's unbelievable.
It's like nobody, like we say this every time we talk about Ricochet. It's every week. I don't care. I love that dude now.
Yeah. He's amazing.
He found another level of himself.
Yeah.
And we say this every week too, that you only get to find when you have to jump to a different company and figure something else out. Right? And if WWE, I imagine if WWE ever fucking listened to him, they would be having him there doing these cool things. But like he's killing it. Best pieces of his career I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, like this is so much fun to watch. Zach Gowen, like good for that dude for getting this match. Like wanted his kids to see him wrestle, and they got to. So very cool for him.
I forgot that he was a Ring of Honor roster member at one point.
Yeah,
I thought for a second when Ricochet takes the leg and Gowen ducks it and takes it back and hits Ricochet, I was like, this is the finish. Yeah. Like, Gowen's going to beat Ricochet here. Not how it happened, obviously. And makes sense why. But I thought, I was like, oh, he's going to pull one off here. Because if Ricochet loses, it's not going to matter at this point.
He's getting to like the bulletproof status.
Yeah, particularly if like his fuckery costs him.
Or if somebody comes out, interferes, he's okay. Tell you what, man, Gowen still hits a nice moonsault.
Yeah.
Looks great.
Looks good for a guy, I don't know how long it's been since he wrestled. Yeah. Close to a decade, probably.
Looks great, though, man.
Yeah.
So that was a lot of fun. Fun nostalgia.
I liked it a lot, yeah. Very specific nostalgia.
Yes.
I like that Briscoe saves Gowen at the end. Yeah. That's a good little handoff.
Hey, Briscoe Ricochet, I'm down for that. Let's get a little feud going on. That'll be fun.
Yes.
I need Ricochet to show up to the fucking chicken farm in like a limo and a big fur coat and stuff. God. I need that so bad. Like, threaten I'm going to buy your farm and stuff. Like, it'd be so much fun. Hurt Business.
Hurt Syndicate.
Yeah.
Copyright, trademark.
I got to.
Terms of service.
Got to get that right eventually. Yeah. They beat up Top Flight.
It's an extended squish.
Like the Top Flight promo before the match, I'm like, this is the least believable. Get off my TV. They beat them the fuck up, and then out come Dustin and Sammy Guevara.
Because during that Top Flight promo, Dustin's like, listen here, youngins, you got it, whatever. And it was just a link to this. Yeah. Again, we talk about this all the time, but AEW's tag division isn't strong.
It's terrible.
And so they got it. You got to do with who you have. And sadly, right now, you have Dustin and Sammy. And like Dustin, his weird promo was like, "You see these Ring of Honor tag belts? You know what I want." And I'm like, "No, what?
Yeah, what do you want, brother?"
Okay. And then the crew come out, and when they came out, I was like, "Okay, this is gonna be cool because Bobby and Leo were great together, and we can get a little bit of that." And Leo mentions it
a little bit, yeah.
But like, I kind of like, I wouldn't mind Leo scrapping that shit and teaming back up with Bobby. But we're not going to get that. But they were really good together.
They were awesome together.
So
yeah, this is I have no interest. Like, I just want to see the Hurt Syndicate fuck up both these teams real quick and just being cool as shit.
Yeah. Right. I don't have a problem with the Hurt Syndicate running a mid-'80s Road Warrior program where they just show up, they beat people up. Yeah. You may or may not know their names when they do it.
They look great doing it.
And then they have a better match with somebody on a pay-per-view, and then they're just smoking people afterwards.
Yeah, I agree. The big thing is we get MJF out in the ring afterwards.
Because we got the big decision this week.
Yeah, I loved MVP going to commercial break too. He's like, well, I was told we got 30 seconds, so when we come back from break, Maxwell Jacob Friedman, you better have your ass out here in the ring. Yep. So MJF comes out. MVP says, all right, time to get what you deserve. Gives him the thumbs up. Shelton gives him the thumbs up.
Hold on. Because Tony Khan was on TV this week, Brett.
Tony Khan?
Yeah.
Where MJF's hiding.
MJF doesn't come out when his music hits.
That was very funny.
And he sends Shelton to go find him, and he walks in the gorilla position, and Tony Khan's like, he's right here. Yeah. He spazzing out like he does. I like Tony. Everybody makes fun of Tony for being that way.
He's a crazy man.
But the dude just loves wrestling.
He loves pro wrestling.
So he's just like a kid being able to be on wrestling TV.
Yeah.
He's like, he's right here. And then Max, I was looking for you, pal.
Yeah.
Very funny.
I forgot. That was very funny.
And then we get to the thumbs up.
Yeah, so MVP thumbs up, Shelton thumbs up. Bobby puts the arm around him. He's just walking him around. He's like, Max, buddy. He's teasing the down, teasing the up, teasing the down, and finally gives the up. And MJF's reaction is just perfect. Yep. We hurt people, baby. You know, he jumps up in Lashley's arms and stuff. Lashley's like, get the fuck off me.
Yeah.
He's up on the middle rope, chanting, we hurt people. I don't know if that boy's long for this world.
The fact that they're doing a contract signing next week to make it official means, I think, that we're going to find out who Max is going to have to challenge the Hurt Syndicate with him in the tag titles.
Yeah, because later in the show...
Or maybe a six-man.
Later in the show's like, I got to have my lawyer, Mark Sterling, looking over, and Mark Sterling... Good for Marky getting TV time. So
Marky's getting a figure.
Yes,
it's like through the shop or whatever, but Jazzware's making it, so good for him.
Good for them.
It counts.
Next thing I have, and if there's anything in between, again, you can always stop me.
You're good.
The women's four-way.
That's exactly next.
Toni Storm versus Azumi versus Amina Shirakawa versus the returning Sky Blue.
Wibbly Wobbly.
Our goth metalcore princess, Sky Blue.
And also Queen Amanada's apparently. Wibbly Wobbly, timey-wimey for the sake of this match. Azumi, newly... I mean, we're in the time. This happens
this
after.
Crazy time machine.
It's the wibbly wobbly, timely wimey, but because it does affect the end of the match.
Yeah, it does.
But yeah, we get a really fun four-way again.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Maybe
is the best part of this the whole Mina Shirakawa theme debacle.
Yeah,
it's very funny.
It's very funny. It's the right fucking call.
Yeah, she comes out to this new theme, which isn't very good.
I tried to find Mina Now, which is the name of the song, to make it the intro where I was going to record scratch and just switch over to the right theme. Yeah. I don't think it was a bad theme, but it's a bad theme for Mina.
Yeah, Mina's theme's iconic.
Yeah.
Come on,
she has the dance. She had to come up. I feel bad because she had to come up with a whole new dance.
Yeah, it was a good dance, but we're used to the old dance. I just learned the dance, so let me fucking live it. Yeah. But yeah, how about Mina getting the pin on Toni?
The champ.
So it's official for Double or Nothing. Mina versus Toni for the women's title. Fuck yeah.
It's good to have Sky back.
Yeah,
she looks
great
good.
Reaction there in Chicago.
Lots
so good for her.
I saw her little interview saying she almost retired.
Yeah, did you see how fucked up her ankle was?
It was real bad.
Yikes. She's like, I told the referee I'm going to finish the match. The doctor's like, no, you're going to sit on your ass right now. Yeah. You're done.
Right.
Let me finish the match. She's like, no.
Yeah.
Your ankle's hanging off. You're done. Stop it.
And that's no joke. So
that was a big injury she had.
But
yeah, the match was, it was fun.
I think having Azumi in there who does not have a rapport with the other women, Sky Blue's first match back in a year, and Mina's first match back in EW, it's fine, but you could see there was some stutters and some, so, and it just happens, but it was still perfectly fine. And like you said, Mina wins clean on the champ, which is crazy. So that's cool. She doesn't have a chance of hell winning that title, though.
I saw like an online thing where Toni Storm refers to Mina as the H-cupped angel.
Yep.
And she's like, darling, if you wanted another taste, all you had to do was call.
Yeah.
God bless Toni Storm so much.
Do you think there's a chance in hell that Mariah gets involved in this, or do you think she's rightfully like, I'm not interested in coming back to TV?
If she's gone, then fuck no.
Yeah.
If they somehow came to an agreement, then I could see her getting involved.
Because she's still under contract for a little while.
But
like, why use her if she's going to leave?
Yeah, don't use her at this point.
So.
Unless you like officially sign her to a deal, then let it go.
Like we didn't talk about, like they did Willow.
Fuck yeah, Willow.
Willow signed a multi-year deal. Hopefully she has generational wealth.
A triple billionaire.
Right.
Because she's the fucking best forever.
Yes.
So.
All the money in the world to her.
Yeah.
So after this match, so it was weird watching the end of this match because Aubrey is walking Azumi to the back, which we normally don't see, at least not full on camera. And they do it because she gets jumped by Mercedes on the ramp.
Yeah.
Because of what happened at Resurgence.
Yep. And then Jamie Hayter comes and jumps Mercedes.
Out. Yes. Mm-hmm. Hayter addressed why she dresses the way she does, and she was like, "I love the doors. Yeah. I just think it's cool." And it's like, yeah, she looks fantastic.
It's very funny because like she's involved in the hardcore scene. So
is she?
Yeah,
well, that's fine. You like cool. The Doors? Yeah. Doors they're not my band, but you know,
whatever. Not my cup of tea.
I bought when I was a teenager. I got a LA Woman from the Columbia House, one of those two penny, CDs for a penny or whatever. And I listened to it once and then I sold it to $5 for a kid in my class because I was like, the same for me.
You made the right move.
Yeah.
This is where we get the little Sabu tribute after this.
Yeah, Taz crying makes me cry.
That made me cry because, I love Taz and seeing him get emotional makes me emotional. So, good, nice little tribute though.
Yeah, it was nice.
That was fucking sad. What do you think of like the Nigel stuff with Garcia and FTR? Like, do you feel like, hey, this is a collision program? Let's keep it over there.
Yeah, I mean, I like Stoke coming out by himself and cutting a promo.
Oh, Stoke, you barely beat hepatitis,
right? But yeah, I mean, it's a good program.
Yeah,
that Collision could use.
Exactly. Thank you.
You know, I don't mind it being here, but it should be mostly over there.
Yeah.
And I know that they recorded both, so I'm going to assume that led to something on Collision.
I don't know. I didn't read any spoilers. People in the Discord that were live there last night didn't really put any spoilers. So,
but I like that you get the punishment for Nigel. You have to wrestle FTR. FTR's not supposed to be there. FTR jumps them. You know, I ain't going to be mad about Nigel McGuinness getting in the wrestling ring again.
No. Love me some Nigel.
You know, and it's cool to have, DG with him. It's weird that the only storyline they have for Garcia is like, here's your new mentor. Mm-hmm. And then, because then Daddy Magic comes out, which also made me laugh because Daddy Magic and Stoke are both part of one of my favorite Chikara memories of all time. Because in the Vin Gerard feud, Stoke takes the greatest forearm I've ever seen a person take.
Ever.
For real. I don't even remember what day.
We still talk about it to this day.
I don't remember what show it was. I know it was at the Easton Funplex. I think, right?
Palmer Center.
It was the Palmer Center. See, I don't even remember that shit. It was the court that was cut in half. And it was when Vin Gerard was feuding with 2.0 when he stole Daddy Magic's wife or whatever and chased him out, and Stoke got in the way as a young boy and just took a forearm to the face, bumped on the hardwood basketball court.
Jerry wasn't he didn't pull that.
Oh my God, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
So it's just funny to see them both on big time TV now.
It is.
And the third guy in that feud is on a dolly cart doing a puppet. So whatever,
Whatever floats your boat, brother.
Yeah. 4 inches taller, and I think he's on TV. Anyway, he'll never hear this.
That's true.
But yeah, Daddy Magic has a crowbar, which is very funny.
Hell yeah, he's a bad motherfucker.
Daddy Magic's interesting to me because like I like 2.0, although we don't see Jagged that much anymore. He was there for a little bit, but I like Daddy Magic a ton. They don't use him a ton. He's, he's a talented dude, but like undersized for the persona that I think he tries and portrays or whatever. But like that guy, is one hell of a promo.
Oh, absolutely.
And they don't, like, every time they've let him do a big promo, they've just put it out on Twitter.
Yep.
Instead of doing it on TV. And, like,
he's just pulled out of the 80s.
Yeah,
man.
like the bloody face, sweaty, like
It's
crying
amazing.
promos that he does are so goddamn good.
Yep.
Like, he should be in the promo battle with Stoke.
It is wild that, like, a lot of their best promos have been just online stuff.
Yeah.
Like the Hangman promo where he fucking snaps, like, talking about Swerve and stuff. Like, why is that not on TV?
Daddy Magic is a hell of a talker, and I wish they'd let him do it more.
I agree.
So.
Main event?
Main event, Joe and Mox in a cage. A cage with rope breaks.
So, all right.
Doesn't bother me. I don't give a shit.
I mean, I don't love it. Yeah. But then somebody pointed out, like, years ago, WWE did one, too, in a Shane McMahon versus The Miz match. And I was like, wow, what a cool thing.
That's even.
Like, good for you watching that.
Uh-huh.
Like, yeah, WWE did it, too. So I was like, okay, and maybe...
You say Shane McMahon versus Miz?
Yeah.
They only had one match in my mind.
Wow. Yeah, that... I don't love it, but whatever. It's fine. Somebody today said Mox felt that blade hit that skin.
Oh boy!
And all of a sudden he was just like, I'm back.
Yeah, like,
right. What? He's just something woke him up. Where it's like I've been in a haze for these last few 6 months. Like, I'm back now.
It's like a warm shower.
Yeah, because this was good.
Yeah.
Smojo's the man.
Yeah, Smojo rules.
Moxley was like good Moxley here. Obviously, all the shenanigans happen.
Yeah, everybody comes out.
Everybody gets involved. Death Riders get involved. Willow gets involved.
Hobbs putting Yuta through the timekeeper's table.
It was like a grown man throwing a child around.
It was insane.
Yeah.
Yuta then gets beat up again a second time. Yeah. On the ramp, I think, by somebody. Does, yeah. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ, Yuta, you're just getting smoked.
Yeah, so the end of the match, a hooded figure runs down to the ring and slides in a briefcase to Moxley.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you said figure. I say a madman.
Gabe Kidd shows up. Listen, man. If this leads to like Gabe Kidd versus Kenny Omega again, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
They're gonna brawl in an anarchy arena with weapons and shit. Fuck
and
yeah.
And listen, Gabe's
the man.
Gabe's inclusion here hints at the inclusion of somebody else because he's tied to somebody. Why else would he be here?
Sure.
Doesn't make a ton of sense, as you said when we were texting about it.
Yeah.
He just wrestled the Young Bucks.
Against the Young Bucks.
But yeah, I like Gabe Kidd.
Yeah.
Did you see the thing today? So Gabe slides the briefcase in, and that ends the match, and then all the shit happens, shenanigans. Did you see the New Japan tweet? The fans of New Japan, Japanese fans, tweeting about? Okay,
yeah. And
so they're like, oh, like, what's this, like, fuck AEW? Because he just the other day was fuck AEW, whatever,
he's been
for whatever.
Doing that for years.
So, but somebody, I don't know who it was, somebody on Twitter or whatever, brought up a really good point. We've sort of hinted at this on the show here. He had that killer match against Omega, right? Looking to be on top of the world. He has a couple more after that, and then we talked about it, then he slides back down the card to feud with Evil in the House of Torture.
Yeah.
So, one, you're a professional wrestler. You get as much money as you can and as fast as you can because you don't know when it's over.
Nope.
Right? It could be, you don't know your last bump until you take it.
Get that fucking bag, brother.
Right? But we've seen this from New Japan before. After that Omega match, he was a made man, and they didn't treat him as such. And granted, there's still a lot of time, and they had to get the baggage of the Bullet Club stuff out of the way.
They had to get that New Japan Strong title off of him as well.
They had to do all that stuff. But I completely get it if that dude is like, listen, I proved to you I could be a top guy here. If you're not feeling it right now, I'll go see what other people think. And maybe that'll raise my stock.
Yeah.
And maybe it is just a one-off because it does make sense the Bucks could, the Death Riders had that meeting with the Bucks and the Bucks brought in a guy to a Bullet Clubber to help them take out the, with the problems they were having. So all of that, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, because the last we saw of Gabe on AEW, He beat the Butcher on like a Dynamite, and then had that backstage thing with Mark Briscoe.
Yeah.
And then nothing else ever came of anything. And with Gabe as well, like, you know, we talked about this with kind of like the backslide, take care of the Bullet Club stuff.
Yeah.
But he was positioned coming out of that feud as like, oh, that's the guy again. You know, like clearly, yes, we know Finley's the leader, but like this is the guy.
I saw speculation that Finley's going to jump to WWE.
They've been talking about that
for a long time.
I don't know if that's going to happen.
Who knows?
Or not.
I wouldn't, but whatever. But yeah, I like Gabe a ton.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be mad about him being here.
Fuck no.
You know, is like his constant like wide eyes yelling cheesy at moments. It can be.
No.
But I'm fine with it.
I think it's great.
Yeah. But I like him a ton. I think he in the last few months has really proven himself.
Yep.
As an in-ring worker. I mean, he didn't need to because 2 years ago he had a match with Eddie Kingston that was a match of the year contender on the Indies.
Absolutely.
And the match against Eddie that hurt Eddie was a really good match.
Yeah.
But that Omega, when you wrestle Omega and you have a match like that against a guy like Omega, it signs a certain check that wasn't signed before.
I still think that's my number one this year.
Yeah.
Match.
Wow. Okay.
Dude, it's just everything about that match. It's just like Omega coming back with the whole I built this shit, you know, and then like Gabe when he reveals the lion mark on his tights and the crowd goes insane.
Yeah.
And, you know, he's fighting for New Japan and Tanahashi crying on the way out because he's so proud of him.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot to that match still.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but yeah, he's involved. But like really the big thing from like I'm very happy he's involved. The big takeaway though, fucking Swerve. Brother.
He's the dude. He's just the guy.
His music hits.
Yeah.
He doesn't run to the cage.
Nope.
Slowly walks, takes the jacket off because you know, like, oh, somebody's gonna get beat the fuck up right now. And when he does that double stomp off the top of the cage, and he just gets up and like flexes it out or whatever, like holy shit, that is the guy.
Every time I see him, like he looks bigger, and I'm like, God, you look so good. You look like such a star.
Can we talk about those Iversons that are coming out too? I will be buying those. They look fucking great.
He's the dude. Like for real. That's the guy to me.
It's crazy because I think there's AEW right now has a couple potential guys.
Yeah,
he's one of them for sure.
Yeah.
And even like the promo he cuts afterwards where he's like, you know, I am fear.
Yeah.
And like, I told you I'm the most dangerous dude in this company.
Yeah.
And like, now you're going to have to deal with it.
Every time I see him, I'm like, he shouldn't have lost that belt.
No. Again, like, you rewind an amazing moment. Bryan Danielson, Wembley Stadium.
Right.
World title win. Amazing match.
100%.
Fucking incredible. God damn it. It sucks it had to be at Swerve's expense because there was so much to that title run still left, man. Oh, he was, and like now he hasn't had it in almost a year, and I don't think he's getting it back anytime soon.
Well, that being said, let me hit a little tunage here.
Oh boy.
And now the Tim Taylor question of the week.
Wow, look at you. Goddamn.
I know.
All right. Tim says, hey, boys, another AEW World title defense in the books, and the Death Riders ride on, this time thanks to the mad lad, Gabe Kidd. That's fucking right. And now a question. What is your honest percentage guess that the winner of the Owen for the men will be the one to take the title off the Death Riders at Y'all In? Keep up the excellent entertainment. What, do I fucking entertain you, Tim? Do I amuse you?
Am I a clown, Tim? Tim? There's only one man in AEW, and this is why I played that music and jumped the gun a little bit over Brett. There's only one man in AEW who hopped into a cage and 7 other men ran for the fucking hills.
Yeah. Watching the one buck try to like, no, put this cage up. We gotta get the fuck out of here.
Listen, it's Hanger Ospreay. It's gonna rule. Ospreay doesn't need that title. We've ever since Ospreay jumped in this company, we've been waiting for him to have that title, and I want him to get that title. But every time I see Swerve Strickland, I'm like, that's the guy. and you can't put that off. Like, Hanger's great too. I think Hanger probably wins the Owen, gets his title shot, and Swerve has to come save Hanger from the Death Riders, which leads to Swerve beating Mox eventually again down the road. You fully mend the Swerve Hanger storyline by Swerve saving Hanger, because Hanger's going to get the shit kicked out of him by the Death Riders while he's trying to take the title from Mox. I just, like, the fact that a cage full of, like, there was no odd sway at the end of that.
None.
Everyone else was laid the fuck out. Yeah. It was Swerve alone. Yeah, maybe Swerve, Nana, if you want to count it.
Swerve comes out, saves Samojo, saves Kenny Omega.
The entirety of the Death Riders and 3-4 members of the Bullet Club, past and present, all fucking bail for one dude?
Yeah.
It's Swerve.
I get that. I still have the gut feeling it's got to be Ospreay.
And I'm not mad at any of these things.
Ospreay's been hitting the media blitz heavy.
You're loaded at the top, and it's a good problem to have.
Yeah, he's really been very in the media,
absolutely
making waves in these interviews. Because if you listen to the interviews and you don't just read it, you listen.
Yeah,
he's not bashing WWE. He's very, very complimentary, very respectful.
Right.
It's just very like, this is my fucking company,
right?
And I'm going to run through a wall for this guy.
Like, why? Of course, you're going to tell everybody your kid is special. Your kid is the most talented and the best. Why wouldn't you like? You know what I mean? Like, and I saw it's so corny. Every time they bash it, and I'm like, oh yeah. Well, half of WWE's roster is AEW guys that they didn't bother to fucking repackage.
Look at all the shots WWE took over Mania weekend.
Right, exactly.
So shut the fuck up.
And then you have fucking Lexus King going into business for himself, calling it the developmental of the developmental of the developmental. I didn't know that the Performance Center had a dark room for photography, because if he's developing anything in NXT, it's got to be pictures, because it sure as fuck isn't his wrestling ability. But anyway.
To answer Tim's question, I'm going to go with 77%.
Okay.
I think Will Ospreay, or he just says winner of the Owen.
Winner.
So I'll say 77% that they beat win, that they beat Moxley.
I am going to go 55%, a very safe bet.
That's
because, man, again, Hangman, Swerve, Ospreay at the top, winning that title off of Mox. I ain't mad at any of them.
Any one of them I'm okay with.
Edge is out of this fucking program. We don't have to worry about that shit anymore.
Yeah.
I am not mad about any of those dudes winning a title and beating Mox.
Yeah.
But, like, when I look at Swerve,
I agree,
dude,
man.
like, So, like, I guess here's the thing, is that Swerve doesn't have to win the title now. But are we going to go another 8 months without Swerve as champion? That's tough. He doesn't need it. Maybe he doesn't need it.
Maybe.
But like, when I see that dude, I'm like, that's and like Ospreay's great too. And like, like I said, when he came in the company, we were like 6 months before he's champ.
Yep.
And that didn't happen.
Yeah.
We thought that when he came in at he'd win at the first Wembley show.
Yeah.
Or his first Wembley show.
Yeah.
And Hanger's the heart and soul of AEW. You can always go back to that.
Yeah.
But the three of them in the mix, I see the opportunity to tie Swerve and Hangman back in. We'll see what happens. But Tim, I ain't mad at any of it. Buddy.
Nope, I will support all of it.
AEW continues to fire on all cylinders.
Great. Yeah, I agree.
They were same building last year. They were like 4,000 ticket sales up.
Yep.
They popped a better rating than they have in a long time last night. Like,
they're on a heater.
And just takes a little bit of time. We'll see what happens.
Building it back up, baby.
But like, they're almost everything they do hits right now, and that's a good fucking place to be.
Yeah, and that's a good place for us to take a trip to Japan, my friend.
Yes. All right, we made it.
We did make it.
Here we are. We did it.
Before we're here,
ooh,
somebody asked another question.
Oh, boy.
And this one, we gotta play a theme for.
이제 이번 주에 에드코드 질문입니다.
All right.
Ed?
So Ed says, "Hey there, pals.
Hey, Ed.
Two-part question here.
Oh, two-parter.
Number one, I watched some Daisy Monkey matches this week. Some Arisu Endo singles, some Suzume singles. Remember that Chappelle Show skit where Dave was thinking about Arsenio Hall getting mad that he tried the cheese at the party, and then he got mad and slapped a guy because no one told him the cheese was so good? Daisy Monkey is cheese. Why don't you guys talk about them every week? And what else have you been holding out on me? Partially my fault because I normally don't check out Joshi Town until I book them at a TEW save and think I'll just toss one of her matches up on YouTube while I do this." Well, Ed.
Yeah, Ed. Thanks for listening, pal. Why are you even answering this question if you don't listen to the show?
Yeah, as DJ said you in a text message this week, thanks so much. Thanks for
Listen, in Ed's defense, there hasn't been much doing in Tokyo Joshi Pro lately, so we haven't been covering a ton.
No.
But we have talked about singles matches from both of them. We've talked about their tag title. We saw their tag title match.
Yeah, we saw their first match as tag champions.
Right, in Philly. So, Ed, you could have been there to see them.
Yeah, but you decided to drive home to Ohio.
That's right. And they did their dance and everything in Philly. So normally when they're out there ripping and rolling, we're talking about them. So
listen, Suzume, aka Vivid Honey Mustard. She's fucking rocks, and Arisu Endo rocks.
Yes.
And I've talked about Arisu Endo singles matches where I was like, hey,
definitely talked about Arisu Endo.
Probably going to be next up. So,
yeah. Right.
Thanks for listening, Ed.
Yeah.
We appreciate you.
What else?
Thank you for our friendship.
Yeah. What else are we holding back from you? What can we tell you about this guy named Zack Sabre Jr. Maybe you've heard of him.
Yeah. Or if you want to be Joshi, hey, how about Saya Kamatani?
Yeah. And I think you'd like Saya.
Yeah, Ed, you probably would.
Yeah.
Way to go.
Yep.
Although Ed's a marigold, they're through and through.
He is. That is true. He is a marigolden boy.
He is diehard marigold.
Ed just can't help but support Rossi and everything he does. He thinks Rossi's an excellent squeaky clean
He's a
human
big
being.
Rossi guy.
He's a big Rossi guy.
Very well known.
He has a shirt that the Paul Heyman guy shirt, but it says "I'm a Rossi guy."
I'm a Rossi Ogawa.
I'm a Rossi Ogawa guy.
That's Ed. God damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ed. I don't know. I mean,
Ed, this is on you, buddy. This is you. This is all you.
This is a look in the mirror moment, Ed. Sorry.
Yeah.
Number 2, been listening to a lot of Fiona Apple this week.
Okay, you're a criminal.
She had a great quote once about how she quit doing coke when she hung out with Tarantino for a few hours doing coke, and he was the most annoying person she'd ever been around. So who do you guys think would be the most annoying person around while they were doing coke?
Tarantino's a really good one.
Yeah.
Tony Khan.
Yeah.
Sorry, Tony. I just don't have the energy for that shit.
Every rich white dude.
Yeah, right. Everybody.
Ed, here's my answer. Everyone.
Yeah. If you own a yacht, you're probably really annoying to be around, whether you're doing cocaine or not.
Ed, I love you to death, but no.
Yeah.
Don't no. Just no, pal.
I wanted to just go, well, Brett, is there anybody you would do cocaine with? I was like, no, there's not.
Nope,
why would I even ask you that question?
Sure wouldn't.
Yeah.
If I called my mother.
Whoa.
No.
What are you going to call her? Oh.
Noted cokehead, my
mom.
Happy Mother's
Day. Any stand-up comedian from the mid-'90s would probably be really terrible. Mickey Rourke would be really, really a pain in the ass. Who else is out there? Like you have that Tarantino thing, like the person that's just so goddamn full of themselves.
Yeah, I mean, my general answer is I'm just gonna say everybody.
Yeah, that's probably
that's where I'm.
I think so. I've never done nose beers, Ed, but from what I understand, kind of like being drunk because this also happens. But like, if someone around you is on cocaine and you're not on cocaine, it's not fun.
Yeah, I've been around people on cocaine, like friends that were on cocaine, and I was like, "Hey, this sucks."
Yeah.
So
I've been banished from doing cocaine. So because I'm a ticker.
Yeah.
So nothing wrong with a ticker. It's just my wife doesn't have any faith in it.
No, her exact quote, "You'll probably die." You know that,
right?
So,
and I say so.
Wonderful. Well, Ed, thank you for the questions. My answer is nobody. Or sorry, everyone.
Nope.
Everyone's my answer.
Chris Jericho.
Yeah, he's annoying. Sober. Fuck that guy.
Right.
All right. We have some stuff to talk Japanese.
Yes. So
only one company. So
well, let me just get, because we just talked about it. Let me get Kyushu Pro out of the way.
Yeah,
a little teaser for this month's episode of Sleaze Ranger. Mentai Kid had his retirement show. Oh, you snapped another one. I know.
It's just a spin.
That's another can. Ed texted us and was like, "You can watch the first match on this for your show because we're not going to cover it on Sleaze Ranger." Kodai Nozaki, Heavy Tank 911, quickly climbing the ranks of my favorite wrestler on the planet, and Naoki Sakurajima defeat Georges Kukas and Hitamaru Sasaki. So, Georges
Those are words you said.
Yes, looks like a massive human being. He is a big human being. Ed said in the text that he looked like Brody Lee. I don't think that's true. I think he looks like Trent Beretta playing Hagrid in Harry Potter.
Okay.
He's got a long beard,
It's a wild
long
combo.
hair, long beard. He almost looks like if Trent Beretta grew a long beard and him and Rocky Romero did Muppet Man where they stood on each other's shoulders.
Okay.
He's 6'5". He looks like a giant, and that's big.
Does he look like he could be like the third Saito brother from All Japan right now?
Yeah, kinda.
I think I saw a glimpse of him and I went, hey, I could see him fitting here.
He's definitely cleaner than them.
Okay, because they're very scummy.
Yes.
And I love them.
Yeah.
Complete side note, apparently the Champions Carnival's happening right now, and it's a big pile of stinky.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Good. This match is fun. It's sub 10-minute tag match. Kodai rules. He does very little, and then he does his spear at the end to win. His spear is great. But Sakurajima, Naoki Sakurajima, who's teaming with Kodai Nozaki, is a bald-headed man with a goatee. He looks like Keiji Muto, but taller.
He's
a little thinner.
with a tattoo.
And Ed, this is my question to you. You can answer this in text. You can answer this by writing into the show part of your question next week, whatever you want to do. But is he trying purposefully to do a Keiji Muto tribute thing? Because he does a Shining Wizard. The setup for the Shining Wizard is a Dragon Screw, which is Dragon Screw's common.
Yeah, sounds like he's doing.
So and he seriously just looks like he has the beard, he has the facial hair. Let me see if I can quickly bring up a photo of him to show you. I should do it for Georges too. Gorgeous Georges. Let's see if there's a recent picture of him. There you go.
Oh yeah.
Does he not look like Muto?
If he had orange tights, I'd say he's definitely doing a
right, like
Muto thing.
Like he looks a lot like bald-headed old Muto.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he's doing it on purpose or not. Ed, you can
chime in, Ed. Let us know.
you can answer that for us. But it was fun. I like watching Kodai. If you want to hear more about Kodai Nozaki and the Mentai Retirement Show, in about 2 weeks or so, there'll be a new episode of Sentai Sleaze Ranger.
There sure will be, and we'll be talking a lot of Hayabusa.
We will be. But all right, what else we got?
Yeah, so New Japan had 2 shows, one in America. Well, they've had multiple shows, but one of them was in America.
Yes.
How many did you watch from this? 2?
3.
Okay, I only watched 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to watch more.
No.
Okay.
The first one I watched was for the Never title.
Yeah, me too.
Konosuke Takeshita versus ELP.
Yep. You mean you didn't watch Bullet Club Pass versus...
No.
You didn't want to see the Good Brothers wrestle in 2025?
Even though it is funny that Luke Gallows is bringing back the freaking Deacon. That makes me giggle a lot. Next, it needs to be the human Cadillac of professional wrestling.
That's right.
Dorian DeVille.
Yes.
That's what we're really going to print the fucking money.
That's what everybody's waiting for.
So, I thought this was good. I think their match in the G1 last year was better.
Yeah.
I think this was kind of like on par with the match that they just had at Dontaku.
I like the TV title match a little bit more.
Yeah.
But it's close.
I still want more from these dudes. The Rocky Romero problem.
So Rocky's a problem.
Rocky's a problem.
I appreciate the cohesion with the Callis family across multiple shows.
Understood. Yes.
But Rocky is neither a threat nor interesting to me.
He adds nothing.
Yes, right.
He is a
This
hindrance.
is a guy who is using his office position to put himself in place. And I'm glad that Roppongi's back together. I liked Roppongi years ago.
Sure.
Good for them.
Konosuke Takeshita is not a guy who needs manager interference.
No, does not.
Don't love it at all.
So, really quick, because this was the first match I watched, the audio was really bad in it to me.
Okay, so I noticed this, and I don't know if this was a deliberate thing.
Yeah.
A lot of the times commentary was laying out.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was they were having difficulties or not, and the audio was dropping.
Yeah, it just was like a weird, I don't know, it was odd. And I thought
their shows in America are always mic'd up weird.
I thought it was shot like shit.
Yeah, it wasn't.
It didn't look like because they charged on the net on World for this, like whatever it is.
I have new rules when it comes to
but like
hitting that purchase button.
It didn't look like a pay-per-view. It looked like a smoky bar room. Like I was like they used to be, and maybe it's because the return on investment. You sell less tickets, there's less production value and all that. But like I thought this was shot very amateurishly, particularly for what's supposed to be a pay-per-view.
Yeah, it didn't look great. I agree with that. No. My rules are if we're watching it live.
Yeah.
Well, okay. But if I see some
we're subscribers.
I see some reviews, and if I look and I see enough, then I'll go, okay, I'll do it just to support it. But it's now just didn't have it for me. But yeah, again, I thought the match was
good.
It was good,
right?
Not great. I kind of I want more out of these two.
I want them off the leash. They don't seem to be off the leash yet.
No, I agree with that.
I've seen better from both.
I agree. Yeah. That's a good observation.
Yeah. Even better, like I think both of their other matches are better. The G1 and the TV title.
G1 matches.
And yeah, so
God, dude, if Takeshi's in the G1 and if Rocky's with them, no thanks, dude. I don't want that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just don't want it. As somebody,
they don't often do that. Because Gato doesn't really get involved in the G1.
He comes to the ring.
Yeah, he comes to the ring at least, but
As I saw a Reddit headliner thread, New Japan Resurgence review, the bastardization of New Japan, headlined by Rocky Romero.
Right. Yeah.
All right. What was the other one you watched? Because I watched this main event.
I watched Goto Sabre.
I had no motivation to watch this.
So I wasn't going to. I was like, one, not getting the best reviews, at least not up to these guys' caliber. And I was like, we're running this back already. Like, Sabre's not winning the title here, so why burn it off?
So that's partly why I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
I was like, he ain't winning.
Right.
And like, I don't know, just I have like weird feelings about whatever the fuck's going on with him and New Japan. It's just something feels weird.
I had this on my TV in my Plex. And I finished the match, and then this match came on, and I was like, well, I'm going to go and grab like a drink and chips, whatever. And then when I came back to sit on the couch, like the bell rang, and I was like, all right, I'm in it. Like I'm just gonna cruise.
Yeah.
And it's fine. It's good. It's exhausting. Like they go at it at each other. The same thing with that last one. I've seen better out of both of these guys. I've seen them wrestle each other. I've seen them wrestle each other better, and I've seen them have better matches with other people. Like, so, it in a lot of ways, very similar to the Takeshi ELP match. Takeshi ELP was probably a little better. Mm-hmm. But this ends in a draw because both they go for the pin and both shoulders are down.
Are they going to do a triple threat at Dominion?
I don't know.
Because Dominion, the winner of this match was going to get Shingo at Dominion.
Yeah, and then Zack Sabre Jr. takes out the ref at the end, and so I don't know. I don't know. Huh. I don't know if they've announced anything or if they said anything. I didn't pay attention. No. But it's fine. Like I said, they're both drenched in sweat. Like they went at each other.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just fine. Maybe they're, like you said, there's definitely something odd going on with Sabre. Why burn this again? And like, you're Goto, you're in your 40s. Are you gonna go all out in America on one of these?
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's a good point,
there's a lot of factors into all that. It wasn't a bad match by any means. It's a solid like 3.5. That was cool, good stuff in it, but their title match when Wins was so much better.
I think that's one of the best matches.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Year. Like to have that and then run this back so quick and it just be good
feels weird.
Good, not great. Is like, did we need to do this then?
Yeah, I agree with that.
But also, they're a little light at the top. So what do you do?
Yeah,
but it is what it is. The main event. This
is not light at the top. This is top heavy, if you would,
brother.
Especially for one of the participants in this match.
You ain't kidding.
This is for the New Japan Strong Women's title. The challengers Azumi and
There's so many good titles for this episode, and I can't do it.
I know you can't. Azumi and Mina Shirakawa, both trying to relinquish the belt from Mercedes Moné. Mm-hmm. Mercedes looked great.
Fantastic.
She looked great.
Always does.
A new champ alert, though.
Crazy.
Azumi.
Cracks are starting to show.
New Japan Strong Women's
Very happy with it. Big fan of Azumi.
Yeah, I said in the notes, I love that Azumi got the win.
Mm-hmm.
I think Azumi can be massive in the States.
Yep.
She had that show, I forget if it was late last year or early this year, I lose track of time of things, where she worked some AEW shows. She worked the New Japan show in America, and she was very over.
Yep.
I like the mix of like the character work a little bit in this match, where Mina has both Mercedes and Azumi down like on their knees or in a row, and she makes them do the Mina shake.
Mm-hmm.
That was very fun.
So that's what I like a lot about this match. And that's not exactly a whole, but
a lot of contrasting styles here.
I like all the multi-person spots they try.
Yes.
A lot of holds. Not all of them work.
No.
Some of them fall apart. But I'm just like, that's cool. That's interesting. That's cool that you tried that. Wrestling doesn't always have to be smooth. It's fine. But I like the fact that they did a lot of 3 people in the ring at once work.
Yeah.
Which a lot of times, particularly with the language barrier, somebody takes a powder and then it's 1-on-1. So
yeah, though I did like the match a lot. I thought it was very good. I thought it's smart to move the title to Azumi.
Yeah.
Considering that she's the only one who's not under AEW contract in the match. Though, Azumi, fuck yeah. Azumi rules. So
my biggest complaint about this entire match, and it's really minor, but it goes back to how this whole event was shot. So the finish of this match, Mercedes doesn't get pinned.
No.
Azumi pins Mina.
Yep.
But Azumi pins Mina, and then they cut to the shot of Mercedes in the corner, being reaching out, being no, what happened? We should have seen on camera Mercedes trying to get back in the ring to break up the pin, and we don't see it. Yeah. They shot it from the wrong angle. I think the moment of seeing her be like, oh my God, what happened? Head in her hands kind of thing. But it would have been cooler to see it from the other angle where you see her pop up just late.
Yeah.
And it's just because I think they just didn't shoot it that well. I don't know why. I don't know what happened. Who knows? Maybe there's technical difficulties. I have no idea. But I thought that would have been a really cool moment as opposed to having to cut to a different shot of Mercedes.
I get that.
But that's my biggest complaint. Otherwise, the match is a ton of fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
I'm saying that Mercedes continues her streak here.
Absolutely does.
Looks great.
Wrestling
great.
A rematch her versus Azumi.
Right, when we talk about
that's going to be
jumps her on the rail
fucking awesome.
AEW.
Yeah.
Who knows when that happens?
Depending on what happens over the next couple months, maybe Forbidden Door.
Yeah, that could be. I see Hayter beating Mercedes at Double or Nothing.
You think?
I do.
You don't see Mercedes winning to set up her Tony at the stadium show?
So,
because what else are you going to do with Mercedes if she doesn't win? Are you going to run back Athena? Mercedes?
No, I mean that's you could fit Azumi in there, but that's.
I think the Azumi match is going to be penciled for
my hesitation for Mercedes and Tony is that what do you do? Double champ somebody? That never works. It's always a trap.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So,
I think it could only do it for Tony's belt.
Right. So, what do you do is, technically Tony's belt's the bigger belt, but I don't know.
Could you have a lead up if Mercedes wins Mm-hmm. Can you have a lead up to the stadium show where Mercedes is defending the belt and Tony distracts her and she loses the belt on like a freak roll up or something?
You could.
You know,
wouldn't mind that.
Just to get that out of the picture.
That'd be fine. I mean, if you're going to do that, then Tony loses the Mercedes tour at the All In.
You would think, yeah.
We'd have to do it that way, right?
Yeah.
I'm thinking with Hayter, although it's in Texas, with All In, Hayter lost that belt at the Wembley show, right? Is that what is it? No, or did she relinquish her because she got hurt? Or something happened.
Hayter never worked the Wembley show.
No?
She only just came back at the Wembley show
that's right. She came back at Wembley this year. That's what it is. I think Hayter, because did she lose the belt or did she give the belt up? I don't remember.
No, she lost the belt
and then
because she was hurt.
Yeah. So like that's why I'm like maybe she wins and then that gives sort of like are we going to reset it back to her if that injury never happened kind of thing?
Yeah. But then if Hayter wins the belt at Y'all In, can you have like her with a big match at Forbidden Door? It's over in the UK.
Yeah, right.
There are a lot of different ways you can go, which is good.
Good problem to have.
It's a good problem to have.
Absolutely,
man.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, so we'll move on to Best of the Super Junior stuff.
Yes.
I did not watch anything from night 1
or
2.
Ooh, I watched from night 2.
Yeah. I only have night 3 stuff.
Okay. I watched from night 2. I have 2 matches from night 2. The first match being Mal versus Kevin Knight. This crowd is fucking terrible.
What was it, Corkin?
Yeah, I don't remember, but yeah, probably.
Usually Corkin crowds are hot.
I think this match is a solid 3 stars ish. But I was like, I like Kevin Knight. I like Mal. I want to see what they do. It was fine. Yeah. But the main event of night 2, my friend.
Oh yeah, this was the actual main event.
The main event of night 2 in his hometown. Ryusuke Taguchi versus Taji Ishimori. The crowd goes banana for Taguchi. I think they were just saving up all their energy
that's
for their hometown boy in it's like Iowama or whatever the hell it is.
Okay, so definitely not Corey.
Oh yeah, that's right. That makes sense. Afterwards, they asked Taguchi in the press conference. Taguchi wins. He's like, this is the biggest win in my hometown. He's like, I've won around, but I've never won here.
Was this the translation you put in the Discord?
Yes.
I was laughing
so Taguchi hits a Chikarasen crawl.
Oh shit!
Only kinda because his shoulder is hurt and he gives himself the full 20 for the recovery, but he doesn't. But he's fine. He's not laid out, right? He does. Taguchi in the corner does the Charlotte Flair butt spot. He takes.
Oh, okay.
Well, I guess it's not because she slammed him into the mat. I guess whoever the hell does it, but he gets Ishimori in the corner, hooks the feet on his shoulder, and slams his head into the funky weapon over and over again. And Taguchi wins. And this match, this match is really, really good. Mm-hmm. Like, this is Taguchi wrestling, serious, looking great. We all know how solid of a wrestler Ishimori is.
Absolutely, Ishimori rocks.
So Taguchi catches an ankle lock like he is wont to do. And then, and I don't know the name for what he turns it into, but you'll understand me. He has the ankle lock. He drops an elbow on the back of Ishimori's knee. Mm-hmm. And while he does that, he doesn't let go of the ankle. And then he wraps it into what essentially is like an STF in the back end, but with his hands. Okay. It's like a clover leaf, but he doesn't turn anybody over. It just does that with Ishimori on his stomach. I don't know what it's called. And he wins with it. He taps Ishimori out with it, which is crazy. It was a cool little sequence.
Oh yeah.
Goes crazy. And then he gives the press conference afterwards. You got goosebumps. And he says that this is the biggest win in his hometown, and it's worth 9 wins.
That's right. He's won the tournament.
He's won the Super Juniors. Yep. He's in the finals already. None of the other matches matter because this match alone is worth 9 wins.
Worth 9 points.
And so congratulations to Ryusuke Taguchi on winning the Best of the Super Juniors 2025.
Proud of you, Taguchi.
For real. I'm going to try my best to watch every Taguchi match in this thing. And this was like Taguchi fucking putting the work in. He still does his bits, of course, but like, if you're not the biggest fan of comedy wrestling, 1, why? And 2, whatever. But they have a really good juniors match here. And it was really cool. And I could tell because it's Taguchi's hometown and,
Sure.
Whatever. So that was really cool. Love this match. Super pumped for Taguchi. That's my fucking dude. I love that guy. I still sometimes I'll just sit like in bed or watching TV or something, or I'll sit somewhere, just sit on the couch and I'll just
wander off and you think of him.
And I'll just think about the ECW arena, like just the shirt coming over me and that guy 3 people in front of us trying to grab it. And there's the perfect arc and just the smile and then him coming over to say hi. And like such an important moment for me. I feel like we traveled the East Coast with Taguchi, with my Taguchi sign.
You strictly went to a Ring of Honor show just because
they announced the day of. They announced Taguchi.
We said, "Yep, going.
Let's go."
Yeah,
and that was a good fucking time because
Yeah.
that was the Willow Athena match that shook an arena.
Yeah, literally, the arena shook that night. Yeah.
But so that's my dude. So I'm gonna watch all this stuff. That was the main event of night 2, and it fucking ruled. But now we can get on to night 3.
Well, I'm assuming, did he wrestle night 3?
He did.
Oh, I didn't watch.
Okay.
I watched the last 2 matches.
Okay. Night 3 of the Best of Super Juniors. Taguchi's in the opener against Teton.
Wonderful.
It goes 2 minutes and 34 seconds and he loses.
Oh, Taguchi.
He's the best. He is the best wrestler on the planet, man.
Mm-hmm.
So he looks real good. I'm watching this match and I'm like, big match Taguchi is going here. And then he loses in 2 minutes and 34 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
But commentary, Brett, there's new Taguchi lore.
Yeah, so this was Charlton and ELP on commentary.
Yes. Did you know what I'm going to say?
No, I didn't listen.
So, that the G in the G1 stands for Goto, right?
Of course, yeah.
Well, the T in the Best of the Super
Stands for
Juniors
Taguchi?
stands for
Okay.
Taguchi.
I fucking love it so much. That is incredible.
It's the best.
Oh,
And
my
then he
God.
loses in under 3 minutes. Like, it is a level...
That's unbelievable.
It's a level of professional wrestling that few are able to achieve.
Bless his heart.
So, the unruly hashtag is going to come out, but the T in the Best of the Super Junior stands for Taguchi.
God bless that man so much.
He joined Bishamon a couple weeks ago, so he's allowed.
Sure did,
He had a stick.
Yeah. He didn't have a dumb face.
I love him so much.
He's awesome.
You said you only watched the last 2.
Yeah.
My love of Mao.
Wow.
I watched Ishimori versus Mao.
Okay.
It was okay.
Well,
That's all. It was fine.
I'm very selective when it comes to this shit.
Me too. We said we're not going to watch anything.
Time, I ain't doing it.
But it was a little light internationally this week. I managed to get a bunch of sleep in even. I was in bed before midnight a bunch of nights this week. But I was like, well, I'm here. Let me watch. I like Mao. I want to see how these guys are going to do. It was okay.
Yeah.
But then I'm assuming what you started with was El Desperado versus Nick Wayne.
Yeah.
I watched that.
Surprisingly.
Yeah.
Easily the best Nick Wayne match I've ever seen.
Okay. I agree.
Just for sure. I'll tell you what. So Nick Wayne beats Despy here.
Yep.
Nick Wayne's selling of that knee was very good.
Yeah.
He sold the knee so well. I was shocked at how well he sold it. Shocking win, obviously, because Despy is the current juniors champ.
Yeah. That's going to get a title shot at Forbidden Door, I imagine.
Yeah, I could see that. That ring post bump on the apron that Despy takes is fucking gross. So he gets thrown into the ring post. He's on the apron, hits the ring post, and then takes a flat back to the ground.
Why was he bandaged up again? Did he do another death match this weekend?
Well, they talked about he was in the shower the other day washing it back, and glass fell out.
out.
He stepped on it because he's a psychopath.
Crazy.
I love him so much.
Yeah.
I thought Nick Wayne looked good here, man.
So,
that crowd was very into this at the end of it.
Yeah.
They were super into this.
Nick Wayne is a very athletic kid.
I have to keep telling myself he's only 19 years old.
So that's the thing. So I'm not this isn't a dig on him because like this kid is going to have so much time to develop. But he doesn't, to me, have a presence. Right? He's the aura. Like he could do the moves. He's good at doing them. He's of the generation where like I don't know if it's like wrestling video game influence or whatever. He has a taunt for every move he does.
Yeah.
And he hits and everything looks good and it's crisp.
I actually had that. Everything looked very crisp.
But like there's no like weight, like I don't mean physical weight, but like there's like he hasn't figured out that emotional connection for me yet. And
I get that.
And like the thing is, he's fucking 19.
He's only 19.
So like by the time like if this kid, let's say he develops it slowly and he's 25 by the time he fucking gets there, he's already way ahead of the fucking curve.
Yeah.
But like I watch this, I'm like, that was cool. But I don't care.
I get that. I was more so like just impressed with him selling his knee. Mm-hmm. Even like just the tiny little thing where he's on the outside and he jumps up onto the apron, but when he jumps up, he only puts pressure on his right leg because it's selling the left knee. Mm-hmm. When he's climbing the turnbuckles, he like hops up just with his right leg. I was like, dude, just little stuff like that. And I go, oh shit, like you're 19, you're doing that.
He's a smart kid. Like he's going to put it together.
Yeah, like that was good.
You know?
They told the story when he was 16 years old over there for GCW and Desperado saw him wrestle a match and he ran up to him. He's like, I got to have you best in Super Juniors eventually. And 3 years later, there he is. So
yeah. And then everybody thought he was with Mariah May and she had to clarify that she likes his mom.
Yeah, I know.
But
it was
I Despy's the man. So
yeah, it's hard to have a bad match with Despy. I agree.
Despy's the dude. Yeah, and I guess that's part of the thing too. Despy's the total package.
Yeah,
not Lex Luger.
Despy rocks.
But like Despy's got the aura, he's got the Riz, the cinema, the everything.
I love watching him wrestle.
Yeah, me too.
I really do.
Me too.
I'm still mad we decided not to get a mark pick with him that one time.
I know,
but he was also talking to some ladies. So.
Yeah.
Whatever. Mm-hmm. The other match I did watch main event.
Me too.
Kosai Fujita versus Hiromu Takahashi.
Yes.
Kosai Fujita gets the win.
Big showing for this young man.
Boy, is this crowd behind him.
Yeah.
Another guy who is young.
Friend of the show.
Friend of the show. Absolute.
One day he'll figure out how to write J's the right way.
Future of this juniors division, I think. Mm-hmm. Hiromu obviously is like the mainstay here.
I mean, we say this all the time when we talk about Kosai, but like, they didn't send him on excursion. They were like, you just go, just do it. You're good.
And he didn't need to. I loved the finish, the setup for the throw ride, where he just like keeps muscling muscling Hiromu. Like he has him like caught in like a crossbody.
Yeah.
Muscles him up onto the shoulders, like in a fireman's carry. Flips him while he's on the shoulder, so it's a reverse fireman's carry, and then hits the throw ride finish.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, that looked cool as fuck, you know? Kosai's the man.
He's the dude.
He's great.
That guy is going to benefit so much being in a stable with Saber.
Yeah.
Being around Robbie Eagles. Yeah. Like
working with Hiromu.
Right. Like he's got it. Like he is younger and has surpassed so many of these young juniors, like Watto, eat shit, Show and Yo, get the fuck out of here.
I didn't watch the match, but apparently they had a fucking stinker.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
But like Kosai Fujita is killing it and has been killing it for so long.
Like, did I think the match was great? No.
No, it was fine. It was good. It was good.
You know, it was good.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kosai rules.
Yeah, Despy Nick Wayne was better.
Despy Nick Wayne was better. I agree with that.
But yeah, it was cool. It's I like again, not the biggest juniors guys, you know, like take or leave, mate. We got it, you know, like I'll watch a shitty match where guys punch each other in the face for a little bit. I'm a little more discerning. I think we both are with junior stuff. But we both agree Kosai's the future of that division.
Yeah,
the dude's really talented.
100%.
He's a fucking talented kid. Him, Nick Wayne will be interesting. No, they're on the same block, are they?
Oh man, that'd be a fun matchup.
Block A.
Is Fujita block A?
Fuji's block A.
Yeah, okay.
Nick
So
Wayne's block B.
Nick's block B. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a show this morning. I didn't obviously watch anything, so
Yeah.
we'll see over
If
the
there's
weekend.
if there's anything worth, we'll talk about it next week.
sure.
But if not, Thursdays get passed up.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah, so all right, well that was it.
That's it.
What were your favorite matches from the week?
Brother. Let's see. What do I like from this week? In America, I am going to go with, do I like that tag match or do I like the cage match? I'm going to go with the cage match because Moxley bled everywhere like he should. Felt like
A return to form.
it felt right.
Felt like home.
And while maybe the star ratings aren't as high, but man, I loved watching my boy Taguchi win in his hometown. Right. So my favorite international match is Taguchi versus Taiji Ishimori from night 2 of the Super Juniors.
Oh yeah!
Sorry, the best of the Super Juniors.
Yeah, the T and the best of the Super Juniors. All right, so my American match, I'm probably going to go Fraxium versus the Street Profits.
Nice.
Because, again, I really like Fraxium. I really like the Street Profits. I really like tag team wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
These two are very, very fucking good at it. So I'm going to go with that as my American match. My international, I'm going to go with Azumi versus Mina versus Mercedes.
Yep.
Just for the big Azumi win. You know, match is very good. Again, nothing really where like I was blown away this week that I saw. So not saying that these are bad, obviously, but very good, very good. Just nothing I'd be like, hey, you should go watch this.
Yeah.
So, did you buy anything?
Did I buy anything? Oh God, was that? No, that wasn't this week. The Stinger. We got our Stingers coming to us thanks to Adam.
Yes, thank you, Adam. Appreciate it.
That's awesome. Did I buy anything else? I don't know. I feel like I did, but I can't remember.
Wrestling related?
Yeah.
No, just the Stinger from Adam. That's it.
We went to a Comic-Con.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, there was nothing wrestling related there.
About a $5 copy of A Death in the Family.
That's
I'm
true.
halfway through right now, which is fucking awesome.
Nice.
Because I've been telling you I wanted to read it for years, and then it just happened to be, hey, it's $5.
There you go. Good copy.
From 1989. Oof. The pages feel like 1989. I just sent a picture of it to my uncle, and it's like, this book is as old as I am.
That's funny. I know we got threatened with a class action lawsuit on Longbox Heroes this week. With the threat of We Need Comics, but I will tell you that there was an X-Men, the latest issue of Jed McKay's X-Men switched paper on the inside. It made me really happy because it was better paper. But anyway,
did it?
I'm pretty sure it did. I know when I felt it, I was like, "Oh my god, this is such better paper." I have very specific paper tastes. I'm a nerd. I love a lot of paper places give you free paper samples. Oh, okay. And I used to love calling out for them because I like
you got paper. A paper fetish?
No, it's just part of my profession, and it's a thing that I like.
All right.
That's it, I guess.
Yeah.
All right.
I gave Walt Simonson $20 for a Magneto sketch.
That's true. It's awesome.
That is so cool.
Yeah, Walt's the best.
Lee Weeks signed my Gambit comic.
Mm-hmm. And when you got scoops from Joe Kelly.
Yeah, Joe Kelly.
That I told everybody about this week.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Your buddy Joe Kelly, close personal friend of the show, Joe Kelly.
Me and Joe Kelly, we're tight, bro.
You are. Too bad his writing isn't. Oh. Wow. He won't listen to this. I told him not to.
Damn.
So, rest in peace, Joe Don Baker. I say that because in Walking Tall, if I remember correctly, his character is a former professional wrestler.
Oh, okay. And plus The Rock did it.
Yes, and then The Rock did it later. Well, thanks for listening, everybody. This has been We Need Wrestling.
Sure has.
Find us online at We Need Wrestling on social media. WeNeedWrestling.com. WeNeedWrestling@gmail.com. If you want Born to Be Wired, you have questions, concerns, whatever, reach out, whether it be in the Soon to Be Named Network Discord or on our social medias or via our email. We are a proud member of the soon-to-be-named network at STBN Network on social media, soon-to-be-named network.tumblr.com, where you can find other shows like Final Wrestling Place, At Odds with Wrestling, Longbox Heroes After Dark, maybe Profane Argument, but Puzzle Warriors 3 is done. Our other show that's in the We Need Wrestling feed, Sentai Sleaze Ranger, will be out this month. I got to figure out how we're going to record that in 2 weeks. Because Skype is officially dead. Rest in peace, Skype.
I can give you a
we'll
crash
figure
course.
it out. I can figure it out. But yes, we'll figure it out. We know what we're doing. We're geniuses.
Fucking excuse
Well, no,
me.
I mean,
fucking excuse
no,
me.
I'm saying we'll figure it out together because we're geniuses.
Excuse me.
All right, fuck you then. You know what?
Excuse me.
We're gonna see if Ed thumbs up or thumbs down you being on the show at all. We're gonna give you the Hurt Syndicate treatment.
I will quit. That's fine.
I will walk away from all of this.
Totally fine.
Right. Think about all the money you'll miss out on.
Yeah. All of it.
Sign up for Final Wrestling Place Patreon. Watch them laugh their asses off at Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah, and hey, if you're in the Lehigh Valley this Saturday, go support LVAC.
Yes.
They are at, is it Bethlehem High School or Freedom?
Freedom?
Is that where The Rock went to high school? Didn't he go to fucking high school there or some shit?
Did The Rock go to Freedom High School?
I thought he did, didn't he? Didn't he go to school in Bethlehem?
I don't know.
I think that's what Young Rock told me once.
The Rock Freedom High School. It came up when I Googled it.
Pretty sure he went there.
He attended President William McKinley High School in Honolulu, Glencliff High School, and McGovock High School, both in Nashville, and then Freedom High School in Bethlehem.
See?
So maybe The Rock will be there on Saturday.
Might show up.
Just saying.
Maybe. Sources say.
And if you can't get The Rock, maybe you'll get the smoke.
If I had a guarantee the smoke was going to be there,
right,
I'd be there in a heartbeat.
Right, absolutely. But yeah, go support those guys.
Yeah.
The only tickets left are bleacher seats, $10. Go see Erica Lee beat up a lady.
Yeah. Go say hi to Joe.
Yeah.
And maybe.
I mean, I don't know. We got plans. I ain't making any.
I say
promises.
maybe. I'm saying maybe.
Listen, stranger things have happened.
Anything is possible in the World Wrestling Federation. You're hot. Lamp's hot. Huh, no shit.
You're listening to the soon-to-be-named network, the Lamborghini of Podcast Network.